Right? No? Good for now? Sounds good. Let me know when we're good.
I should gobble up on that pear.
I'll have some, but once we start.
Wait, grab a microfiber.
Who's got one?
Did you start the Facebook?
The Facebook's queued, so once you start it, I will start the Facebook.
Started.
Okay. Fetching video stream. And we're on.
Holy.
We're pretty blown out though. Schedule live, manual start.
Blown out like an O-ring.
Start. Yeah, just use your outer ring. You know what you're doing.
Paul, it's called a camera.
What do you think? Go live?
Yeah.
Alright. Sick. Let's see what we got. Seems like we're kind of quiet. We'll just ask people if they want us to turn it up though. If they want to get cranked up.
Crank up that volume.
Crank up that volume.
Bust it up to 11.
We should already be live. Do you guys see anything showing up?
Let me check.
Let me clear my throat.
Alright, so we're...
BacciPaintball is live playing Greg Hastings.
Oh, is that?
Oh yeah, because I tagged it for games, Greg Hastings too. Okay, so PBDnA, we're live. Our audio's a little bit different than normal, so you guys have to tell us if you want it up or down. We don't really know the best settings yet for this.
Or sideways.
Or inverted.
Or both.
Or all three.
You guys are just being silly.
So yeah, just let us know how the sound is, and Paintpaul, Dr. Paintpaul will adjust it. Sec.
All right.
Live on YouTube. Live on Facebook. I think we're live, boys.
Okay. We are live.
Everyone's saying pretty good.
Audio's pretty good.
Audio is pretty good.
Pretty good.
Oh, so pretty. Okay. I'll do for you.
Hey, Connor.
Yes.
What juice did you bring today?
Juice.
Oh, I brought the
What the fuck is juice?
churro, Milkman churro.
My language.
I brought some sweater puppies, I think.
What the fuck is that?
And you can try it. And I brought some pankaki, man.
Pancake? Oh.
I know you're speaking English, but I don't understand anything you guys are saying.
It's Connor lingo. It's Jorge lingo.
Hey guys, we'll be having a meet and greet at Ranch 99 Market in Roland Heights tomorrow.
Yeah.
For Jorge's last day.
Yeah.
Okay,
Last meal. I'm gonna get some free
Justin,
samples.
I'm gonna try to say your last name, but I probably
Paul's
am
like
not
that
gonna get it
mic
right.
too much.
Whoa, Shakowitz?
Yeah. He says this seems a little low.
Seems a little low. You want to turn up a little bit? How? What do you think? How do you pronounce
the
that?
audio was so much
WOJCIECHO
Great, right?
It's awesome.
WICZ.
That's awesome. So
I don't know how to pronounce JC.
Watchowitz.
You gotta tell us, Justin.
Watchowitz. Something like that. I don't know. W.
So
Justin W.
what we said a couple minutes ago is that we have a new audio setup. So we just want some feedback on the audio. If it's too low, if it's too high, Dr. Paintpaul is going to be adjusting it. Mm-hmm. It's more of like a fluid adjustment as we go along. He's dressed up in his best Tiger Strike Ninja look right now. And also he's got a mic right in his face.
Hello.
so you guys can
DJ
actually
Paul.
hear him.
For those who didn't know, Paul's actually an excellent freestyle rapper, so he's going to freestyle rap for us at some point during this stream.
Got you guys.
Yeah, actually, Benji's gonna rap battle with Kevin Foote.
Wait, he says
Wojahovich.
Rojahovich.
Wojahovich.
Wajahovich.
I would not have guessed that. Very cool.
Paul, make sure that we're on a low quality on the other windows.
All right, Paul, break it down.
And Benji, make sure you're not on 5G, okay? This
On
one's
what?
on 5G. I gotta turn it to the
Let
other
me
one.
check. I am on 5G.
Okay,
Wrong
just
one?
switch it to the other one that's not 5G.
You got it.
Alright. Okay.
Does Daniel Marquez say the audio is mime hands?
Yeah. I think it's like clap.
Paul, share it up.
He already did.
Top of it,
He's on top of it, Benji. You need to get your head in the game, Benji.
I did not, so
Yeah,
I'm behind. I don't even know where my phone is.
that's what we figured.
I think Paul stole it. Ooh.
There's a phone here.
Vape in the post.
That's Jorge's, right?
Pass it,
No.
por favor.
That's whose is that?
It says an error occurred on YouTube.
No,
Is
yeah,
that
that's
on my end? Maybe.
Probably.
Oh, no, because, yeah,
It's
it's
your
mine.
network,
Yeah,
I
don't
think.
worry about it.
All right, you guys. So
Okay.
PBDnA 125 2018. We got some exciting topics.
A lot of excitement this past
Woohoo!
week.
Oh man, all week Paul's been trolling us with these sick autocockers that he bought, and so he really hyped it up. He hyped it up, hyped it up,
Trying
and
to rub everybody's face in it.
we'll lead more into that later. But
Yeah.
some of the other things we're going to be covering are upcoming games. So we're going to talk a little bit about the West Coast Open, SoCal Stock coming up early next month. There's actually a couple SoCal stocks. We're going to talk about the
Yeah, go ahead.
the UPL. That's right, isn't it UPL?
UPL, that's
The
Edwin
UPL.
Link out of combat.
Yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit about that, and we're gonna talk. Are we gonna talk about the PBSL a little bit at all?
Yeah.
Just kind of shout out for dates on that.
Right.
And
We're talk about a little bit about Spew, about the West Coast Open coming up.
yeah, and then we're gonna go into some other topics, which include stolen and recovered and unrecovered paint guns. And we're also going to be talking about some new stuff. We don't really have that much written down for new stuff, old stuff, so we're going to just be kind of BSing most of the time. Jorge's probably going to talk a little bit about his trick shot experience. We're going to hope that Andre shows up and gives us a little insight onto the hot rod build.
Yeah, I was
He's-
actually talking with him, and apparently there's been a lot of progress on the
Yeah,
hot rod
I
build
mean,
lately.
he hasn't even been able to come because he's been so busy working on the hot rod build all the time.
I hope he can make it. I really want to see where it's at.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's made its way out of the Tupperware and possibly is almost ready to be on the field.
I think so.
We think so. We
I
actually.
wonder if he can play with it still in the Tupperware. Just make a hole through the
I'm
Tupperware.
sure he could. He'd have to wear a Woodstock mask on the Tupperware and on a stage. So he'd need 2 Woodstock masks. He might actually make one out of brass. That would actually be pretty sick, though, if he made a brass faceplate to wear.
I can see that working.
Yeah. For him, yeah. For anyone else, like myself, no.
Now, one thing that's missing from his getup, his mask, is you can't see his beautiful mustache through his mask, and that's an issue.
Sometimes the hairs will kind of pop out, especially when he's wearing the Woodstock mask. Even though he has a Spectra or a Pro Shield and then a Woodstock over it, some of his little facial hairs still pop out right here. They just kind of come out and say hi. So that's why we miss him. We miss that.
Maybe we need to get him one of the full clear Proteus masks so you could just see everything.
Sonny would
all the
just
beautiful
Sonny
stuff.
would just shoot him point blank in the face, and the mask would just shatter, and then
Or
he would
he'll
be
just
left.
Put the gun at his face and go bang, 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 bang.
Exactly.
Like he did the other weekend.
And then he'll be left with just his Woodstock mask. So, and we know that a Woodstock mask is not adequate field safety gear. So, what else do we got?
It's stream safe though. Dr. Paintpaul is going to talk. Hopefully, he's going to have some time to talk about his prescriptions that he's been doling out.
Yeah, he's been prescribing both for himself and for other people.
Yeah, on how to prescriptions for being good at paintball. So Benji, maybe you want to talk about some of the upcoming games that are coming up, huh?
Well, wait. I think we have more topics still. We have old school stuff, new school stuff, and we have a special demonstration from Paintpaul where he's going to be talking about his...
Oh, the nunchucks.
The nunchucks.
Yeah, Paul brought some nunchucks finally.
Nate mentioned last stream that nunchucks might actually be illegal in California, but Paul's owned these for a long time, and even though they might be registered weapons...
He's grandfathered in, I think.
Grandfathered in. And then also, he's actually added a little bit of safety equipment to them because he likes to...
Nunchuck his way out of
he likes
Paul
to
was a
sticky
Bruce Lee
situations.
stunt double at one point, so he's approved.
Yes, I was.
And but he wants to play it safe and see it through, so that's why he kind of safetied up the nunchucks.
Yeah, I guess that too.
Aunt Linda would be proud.
Yeah.
Shout out to Aunt Linda.
Yeah, Aunt Linda. Yeah, and Paintpaul's going to tell us a little bit about his new invention, but I don't know if I want to spill the beans on the name of it. What do you think?
No, probably not.
So he actually got some inspiration from a fellow player at SC Village this weekend, Patrick.
Yeah.
And Patrick really called him out and said, hey, man, you got to take this to the market. And Paul was like, all right, yeah, man, good point.
Should we start with that? You want to
I
show
don't
them
know.
the technique? You want to show them your skills?
You got to get up here. You got to trade spots with me. Here's your microfiber. So we're going to give him the play-by-play. So, first, okay, so let me get on my safety mask here. So the game starts, and we don't know where Paul is. We thought he was just starting with the rest of the team, but he actually went and hid in some brush. And the game starts, and Jorge and I are running. We're running as fast as we can, and we think Benji's running with us. He's not. He decided to stay at home.
running with
No,
you guys.
no, you stayed at the shed. And so Jorge and I get up to
I
this mound.
stayed at the shed because I was laughing too hard at Paul.
Okay, well that makes sense. So Jorge and I get up to this mound, and then all of a sudden Paul's at the mound with us, and we're like, where'd you come from? So all three of us are shooting at this other team, and we notice that Benji's arch nemesis Patrick's on the other team. And Patrick's shooting. Yeah, Patrick's shooting at us, and all they have like 20 guys. I think they started with 15 more guys than us, wasn't it? 20 against
45 on 30.
Oh,
yeah.
45 on 30. So, and were we playing intermediate, right?
It was intermediate.
Intermediate SC Village.
That's right.
Yeah, on Saturday.
Yeah, on Saturday. So the three of us are shooting, and Benji's got our back, and Benji's yelling, and then all of a sudden, Paul turns to me and he says, "Hey, man."
Am I hit? Am I hit?
And I look at him, and I didn't see any paint on him. This is how he looks at me, like this. I see his mask like this, and he says again,
Am I hit?
and I'm like,
Bocce, am I hit?
"No, you look clean to me." And
All right, I'm going to keep on playing.
so he says he's going to keep on playing, and I don't even think anything of it. So I keep shooting, and then the ref comes over, and what happens, Jorge?
He pulled Paul out of the game, and he said, "Hey, man, you were hit. You're out of here."
Paul's
Okay.
like, "Where am I
And
hit?"
Paul's
He's
like,
like,
"Huh?"
"On your mask."
I was like, I didn't think he was hit, but I didn't even think anything of it. So Jorge and I are still shooting, and then we each get hit and we walk out.
That's
And then the
right.
team starts running up on Benji, and Benji just starts taking scalps, one on one, or 1 on 15, and they start
like,
dying.
It was like 37 by then.
Yeah,
1 on 37.
1 on 37. And
They
then
got
it
2
goes
extra
down,
players.
goes down to about 1 on 12, and finally Benji's like, all right, fine, I'll just walk out. He just calls himself out.
I did not. The game ended.
No, he
Gave it his
offed
time.
himself with 1 second
Paintball
left
suicide.
because he said, "I'm not gonna let it end like this."
Not going to go down like
Not
this.
gonna
Yeah.
happen. I had some, balls lined up on my waist that I would just pull this little lever and they'd all just explode on my waist, and I was like, "I'm going down!" Yeah, no, that was it.
The
He just-
paint pop.
He strapped a landmine
pop.
to his chest.
Yeah, he did the suicidal paint pop.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're like, oh, cool, all right, well, whatever. We got slaughtered that game. We'll bring it back the next game. And then Patrick walks over to Jorge and Paul and I on the sidelines. He's like, hey, man, that's not cool. And I'm like, what's up, man? And he's like, oh, you totally wiped. And we're like, what? Jorge and I are like, what?
Yeah.
And he starts telling us how Paul wiped. And I was like, I looked at Paul. He looked clean.
Yeah.
And Paul's just kind of like standing there, kind of like,
Meekly.
yeah, like kind of looking at the ground.
Then he's like, "Oh, good job, man. I wiped. You
Yeah.
got me. Good
Yeah,
shot."
and then Paul's like, I wiped it. And we're like, what, Paul? You have no honor. And Paul's like, yeah, I wiped it.
All of us were very disappointed in Paul, but
Yeah.
Paul comes from a rough background playing with the collision guys. It's just the norm.
Yeah, so.
We
I don't
said
know.
bad Paul,
Bad-
and we knew he
Yeah.
had bad karma coming his way, but then he repented by
Yeah.
finding some stolen paintball guns. and committing to not cheating unless it's at SC Village again.
Yeah, but Paul will also be getting shit for this for the rest of his life from us. So.
For the rest of his life. It's possible that he'll never actually recover.
If I see Paul wipe on the field, I'm gonna shoot him in the back.
Wait. Before we go on,
he's got to come to his defense.
I only wipe.
Nathan says play to win. If you ain't cheating, you ain't playing.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. See,
Nathan.
Oh, man.
I only wipe against wipers, which is SC Village walk-ons.
Did this computer just completely freeze up? Not the streaming computer.
I won't do it.
And I only wipe. Wait, what was I gonna say?
I don't know what you were gonna say.
I don't know because there's.
Oh, I only wipe if it's GOG hits. There we go. That's it. GOG hits only.
So what do you think? If you can get away with wiping a GOG in front of a ref, then you're good?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I thought it was hilarious because the new paintball gloves, they come out with wiper blades on the fingers, so you just boop, that's what I did. And I looked to Bacci and I was like, hey, Bacci, am I hit? And Bacci was like, no, you're clean. So I was like, all right, Bacci called me clean, so I'm going to keep on playing up until Benji's arch nemesis.
I've only seen one GOG wipe like work, and it was just so smooth that he played it off well. I forgot which tournament it was, but there was some, I think it was in 300 feet per second, one of those videos.
Was it the Gardeners? I don't
know if it was the Gardeners. There was a guy who was like diving into God Bunker right before Snake, and he gets gogged, and in one fluid motion, he dives in, wipes the mask completely clean, and gets up playing, and no one saw it. It's on the video, but no ref caught it, and he played it off. And I mean, it's definitely in tournaments because guys are getting shot in the chest, and they're diving on it trying to wipe it off. So I mean, I guess if that is wiping, then wiping a GOG is the same thing, and you're playing against the refs and. I don't know. I wouldn't do it in scenario rec ball ever. Paul.
Yeah, Paul.
Paul has lost his honor. Paul has lost his honor, and he will be. We're gonna whip him later for it.
Are we still?
I already got
everything
whipped.
Still streaming?
Yeah, I think that ran out of batteries.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, so we want to know what you guys think. How bad is Paul?
Yeah.
Like, what should his punishment be?
See, according to Nathan, I'm the best. So.
Should we ban
Shout out
him
to Nathan.
Should we ban him from playing with us? Should we send him on the other team for like, I don't know, 6-7 games at a time?
Ooh.
Yeah, I'd be wiping against you
then
guys.
You're going against a wiper.
Yeah.
Or do we just go into Paul's stolen gun find and see if that is enough repentance?
I don't know, man.
Like I said, I only wipe GOG hits, guys.
Vasco says broomstick sodomy is the only fix.
Oh my gosh.
But Paul's so used to that. That's like
Yeah.
nothing new for him.
It's like
broomsticks are
Disneyland.
nothing, man.
And plus, with his nunchucks, show him some tricks, Paul.
Yeah. We actually had it on video, but Paul wiped the card.
Damn. It's crazy. You're like Bruce Lee.
You know what? I
Oh.
think Nick's got
Illegal.
it right here. Nick says we have to have him run the gauntlet.
No way.
I think you got to run the gauntlet against
Hi-ya!
Patrick and his family. The 5 siblings get to have you run the gauntlet.
Ooh.
I'd wipe all those hits.
No honor.
Wipe all
No
those
honor
hits.
at all.
We can't shoot him on the show because it's gonna splatter all over, and then Dan's wife will kill him. Probably some broomstick sodomy, something like that. Edwin says he watched Paul wipe a goggle hit at the UPL League.
I
Call him out.
I actually played in Edwin's league and I got like 8 major penalties that game
Now-
for wiping.
Okay, so Ruben says that's going to be a problem at the West Coast Open this weekend because there's a lot of experienced tournament players that are going to be playing, and he's insinuating they wipe more. And I have to agree 100 freaking %. I mean, it doesn't matter if they're from the 80s playing or from, current times playing tournaments. It seems like tournament players just love freaking wiping it. It's one thing when you have 8 refs on a field in NXL and you have a guy laying down right next to you. Normally, if you wipe, you're getting a 3-for-1, you're getting majors, you're getting minors, something's happening. At the West Coast Open, at UWL events, at the Classics, there's not that many refs on the field. It's easy to wipe, which means you should not freaking wipe because it's not honorable. It's BS. You get hit, come out.
Another thing.
I mean, I think you shouldn't wipe hits ever, but especially if you're a guy who tends to wipe, if you're playing one of these tournaments, don't wipe. Especially because we're going to be live streaming, and we're going to catch you on video, and we're going to put you on blast. So, there you go.
And we hope that you will blast us at the same time.
I don't care.
As
Blast
we're
me.
standing
I'll
on the
have Paul
sideline.
wipe me.
Get
I'm
blasted.
good.
So, one thing about this event is they're not going to be playing in the woods for the West Coast Open. They're going to be actually on the more open fields,
Which
right?
field are they playing?
Bosnia?
Do we know that yet?
I mean, we
Beirut.
had heard
Beirut.
that they're playing the helicopter field. I never remember the names.
That's Bosnia.
I kind of
Bosnia?
doubt
Yeah.
that they're going to be playing Bosnia simply because it's one of the featured fields at SC Village, and I don't think they would take that field away from the rentals.
Well, if they are playing that field, then I can really see a
The
lot
rentals, they don't know
more.
any
Like, it's
difference.
going to be harder for people to kind of like hide in the brush and do those kind of.
Well, it's not even
wipes.
about hiding in the brush. It's-
Like before the start.
It depends how many refs there are, because most likely there's going to be refs on the sidelines.
Oh, you mean
know?
like paintball?
Yeah.
Maybe a ref in the middle, but it's just like if they're not turned towards the ref and they catch
No,
a
I'm out.
glancing hit off the side, it's easy enough to wipe. So it's on them to be honorable. Sport of paintball is supposed to be honorable. You get hit, you get out. So
Out honor what are
you can't always be like
Paintball.
Paul and Nikki Cuba wiping hits all the time. You just got to play honorable.
If you guys want to get wiping lessons, hit me up on Facebook.
Mickey's real nemesis.
Okay, so Ruben says it's the field next to the trenches. Would that be the one with the
That's
the
Bosnia.
taxi cars and the broken down buildings?
Oh, it's the one that Paintpaul. Is it the one Paintpaul wiped on?
No,
No,
the
that
one
was
with the
Beirut.
trenches is towards the back.
Oh,
top.
okay.
But
So
if
he's
it's
talking about
next to the trenches,
I think he's talking about the helicopter.
no,
field.
because
No, he's talking about the one with the
It's
buses
yeah,
and
it's
the
one
truck.
that Rainey took, or is it Rainey?
Rainy.
Rainey took that photo on.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
with the buses.
yeah, with the
Yeah.
buses
Okay,
and
what's
the
that one
city.
called?
I think it's the city field, right?
Tiburon.
forgetting the name
Atlantis?
of the city. It has some Middle Eastern name. It's not Iraq because Iraq is by the Red Archway. If anybody knows what that field is called, it's not Castle. It's the one with the buses and some trucks on the sideline.
Autopia.
Not Utopia. It's just like on the tip of my brain.
I
but
can
I
never.
can't get
I
it.
can never remember.
If anybody remembers it, let us know. But yeah, actually, that should be a kind of fun field to watch. You're definitely gonna have a lot of movement on the tape.
So, Will Ball for Soup says also Battle Vest is acceptable at hardcore punk shows and the paintball scene. This is not just any Battle Vest. This is the legendary Ron Kilborn Battle Vest. Paintball, you want to give us some history on this?
Wait, Ruben
Craig
says
Kilborn's
it's
cousin.
Baghdad, but Keith says Beirut. I want to say it's Beirut. I'm not sure it's Baghdad.
Beirut's the one that Paul wiped
Kuwait.
on.
Bosco and Associates.
No,
says
No.
Kuwait.
that's Iraq.
Yeah.
We need like a map because I feel like every single time we're arguing about the names of the SC Village fields.
Yeah, is it Kuwait? Is it Beirut? Is it Baghdad? It's one of those.
So, yeah, we.
So you got the Bushwhacker stencil on the back there, Paul? Paintball?
Yeah, it is the silk screen.
Yeah.
Also, it has some blood on the top corner.
Oh, was somebody shot in that?
You know
Yeah,
what? I
so-
feel like if Paul was
Am I gonna
wearing
get
that
AIDS
vest,
wearing
if
this?
Yeah,
Paul was wearing that
possibly.
vest when he wiped, it would have been all right. Because Kilborn is known to be one of the best cheaters and wipers of the
Yeah,
game.
he taught us all how to cheat.
So, what's the story on this vest, Paul?
Well, I used to play on the Bushwhackers, I think back in like 2012 to 2014. And
Look at the camera.
not
Don't
too
look
bad.
at
Ron Kilborn was my coach. And he was...
Baghdad. Randy, so Jonathan says, Randy says Baghdad. Okay, go ahead, Paul. Sorry.
Yeah, it was
Baghdad.
Baghdad. So Ron Kilborn was my coach, and I think he was moving to like Canada or Utah. And
Idaho or Utah?
Idaho,
I
somewhere
think Utah.
somewhere over there.
Maybe.
And he sold me a bunch of his gear, like 20 jerseys, all of his patches, all his ID cards, a couple of guns, one of the Bushwhackers SL66 Benji has right now.
Right.
And he also gave me this vest. I don't know when this was used. Bocce will probably know
So
more accurately.
That
about
was probably like, I don't know what Jorge is.
Talk into the fucking mic.
Oh, okay. So I'm not sure when this was actually when this actually went from a BDU to a vest, but Kilburn probably received it in the late '80s, and then it was probably made into a vest in the early '90s. The patches on it,
Costa Mesa Bushwhackers.
Scanline, yeah. I mean, it has a lot of cool patches, and actually,
NAPRA certified umpire.
yeah, that's North American Paintball Referee Association.
Oh, get them guns out.
Yeah,
Napua?
and what?
Napua.
And so Kilburn's actually pictured in a lot of APG photos with this. There's one photo specifically where he is holding a JT USA Bushmaster, and he's wearing this vest. And on the back, it has the really old Bushwhacker silkscreen, which is really cool. And yeah, it's just a really awesome. Then I think it even says something. I think it says, what does it say under the silkscreen, Connor?
Says
Southern California.
Southern
Southern California Bushwhackers. Yeah, just a really cool vest. And I bought some patches off Paintpaul in probably like 2010.
A couple hundred?
Yeah, a couple hundred. And I opened the box and this vest was just in there because I was asking Paintpaul if he wanted to sell it to me, and he was like, "Yeah, $500." And I was like, "No thanks."
I didn't say that.
Yeah, you said $500.
Did I?
Yeah, and I was like, I'll pass. And then he just sent it to me, and I think he thought that the offer that I made him on the patches was including the vest.
100%.
Yeah, so he sent me the vest, and I was like, "Thanks, Paul." And then we were gonna give it back to Kilburn, but
He's missing.
yeah,
And we can't find him.
if
He's
he wanted it
MIA.
back, he has to do a
Kilburn.
video. And at this point, I don't know. Do we even want to give it back?
No.
It's such a good display piece, so he'd have to make a pretty strong argument for
Here,
it.
Dan, I'm gonna send you one of the pictures from one of the APGs of. I don't think it's him wearing the vest, but it's maybe one of his kids or something. Kind of cool picture.
Okay, and it's the exact vest because he had a real tree one
It is
as
the
well.
exact vest.
Okay, so but anyway, back to Paintpaul and his
Definitely
chronic
him.
cheating,
No.
and I don't mean Jorge and his chronic trick shots. This is him.
It's
This
the same-
this is
it's got the same
Kilburn with the
JT.
vest on.
It's got the same whackers.
Oh
it's,
yeah.
Yeah, no, it's the same. This is the picture I was just talking about, Benji.
Wow, that's like
Yeah.
Yeah, and he has his JT Bushmaster in this. So I'm gonna bring this up in the background.
Oh,
I'm not looking at the comments. What do we got for comments right now, you guys?
Let's see what we
let's
got.
See, everyone's saying this is the most amazing podcast ever.
It's a
Stream.
Nate says
stream
needs
podcast.
a matching Zubaz and LA Gear shoes.
Paul is the hero.
Yeah, that's what he has in the actual picture,
Returning those stolen guns.
Yep.
Paul probably stole the guns in the first place. He's
Yeah,
a wiper.
So, Paul, why don't you? Well, actually, before we go into the guns, let's get the events coming up out of the way. So first things first, we got the West Coast Classic coming up. That is this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. That is the mech event. It's out at SC Village. As we said, it's on the Baghdad field. And Dan, I, and Paul are going to be there live streaming. So if you guys can't make the event, want to see some of the action live, you can jump on Dan's, I believe we're going to be streaming to his Twitch account and to his YouTube account. We're going to film the games with his GH4, and we're going to do some interviews with some of the players on the GoPro. So jump on if you guys want us to, interview someone in particular or film a certain team. Just let us know, and we'll do our best.
And we also want to know feedback on how you guys feel about Twitch. Is anyone actually watching the stream on Twitch? I don't think anybody watches it on Twitch. But
Right.
the thing is, the benefits that I see in Twitch is that it'll be a lot easier to navigate between clips because we're not going to stream a constant stream. It's going to be a bunch of short clips, maybe 15-minute clips. We don't really know what our reception's going to be like. There's a lot of unknowns. So that's why I'm trying to push Twitch because I think it'll be easier for people to navigate. But I really want to know what people think.
Yeah, so how many of you guys actually use Twitch? Do you prefer YouTube? Do you prefer Facebook? Where would you want us to be live streaming?
Vimeo.
If we do stream on Twitch, what's your username on Twitch?
It's probably twitch.tv
BacciPaintball.
/BacciPaintball. And if people want to go right now and check that out and tell us how much of a piece of shit it is, piece of garbage, then, that'll definitely help us with some
What if you
feedback.
check your Twitch account
Yeah,
and
I
there's
know.
like 30,000
No, Quitman, you
viewers?
like Twitch, but Okay, we got 2 votes for Twitch, no votes for anything else.
Everyone just trolling the
David
shit
says
out of it.
Facebook gets the most views.
Yeah, Facebook definitely gets the most views.
Yeah.
Also, I just went to Twitch and an ad popped up. I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah, they
nice,
run
monetized.
ads.
Do they just run ads
You're in there.
on their own? Like,
Something
we have
like
no
that.
say over that? I don't really like that.
So the Winter Classic in Florida is also happening this weekend. Other games coming up, we got Spew Pump event coming up. That's March 24th through 25th. That's Spew
Nice.
8, pure pump event. It's a full camp out. Open class pump on Saturday, stock class pump on Sunday.
And when he says camp out, he doesn't mean like camping behind the trailer. When
No, it's
the rest of us all run up to the mound and get shot either.
Real camp out,
Ooh.
good food, good players. What else? We got the PBSL event. What is it? PBSL 12 event 4 is happening at Ambush February 10th. You got the... What else we got?
Ted Martinez
Well,
says,
Paul's
"I
going to
would
be doing a
prefer
nunchuck demonstration in the parking lot at the PBSL event. I
Right.
think.
Oh, we also have a SoCal stock pump event February 3rd. Do you know where that's going to be?
It's going to be at Ambush, and it's going to be open class.
Whoa.
Yeah, and then we should probably have another SoCal stock coming up around the 17th. Sonny hasn't confirmed that, but I think there's going to be one on the 17th, and I think it'll be at Jungle, but that's an unknown as of right now. But a couple SoCal stock games next month.
Okay.
So
Cool.
I'm trying to get his herpes on.
Let's see. Ruben says way better than last year's video. Oh wait, I haven't seen last year's UWL video.
that's right, Ruben, because I can't spend like 20
He has
hours.
more interesting videos
week.
to do.
Yeah, I can't spend.
That's
20
why we're
hours a
doing
week
it live.
editing that.
You got to watch it live.
Yeah,
We'll post
but-
the live videos to the account later, and you can check it out.
That one will be up eventually, and you can see you guys crushing everyone else. So
Yeah, Glenn
And
was
by
saying
you
he
guys, I
spoke
mean
with
dirt
Gilly,
bags.
and he wasn't sure about
Some strong
Friday
shit.
games with Spew.
What is
Friday isn't.
Wine.
It's not a day where everybody can show up and play. The
Drink
owner
like
is
a
nice
whole
enough.
fucking
He
glass.
lets some of us play. You know, if you want to come
It's like
early,
half a bottle.
you might be able to play. You might not. I guess consider it like you're not going to play, and if we're allowed to play, great. Let's see. Okay, well that's it for that. Upcoming events. Anything else? No.
I wanted to touch on that UPL because they're adding in the pump event.
Right.
Did we talk about that?
No, not yet.
Okay, let me load that as the background because I grabbed their image.
Okay, do you know when that event is?
I don't.
Okay,
know.
I think it's the
pull it up
second
right
week of
now.
February.
Second week of February.
I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's the second week of February.
So the UW or the
It's
UPL
third week.
United
added-
Paintball League.
United Paintball League added pump, so I guess it's gonna be 3-on-3 and 5-on-5 pump.
Yeah.
Maybe if Edwin he commented a little while ago, right? So
Alright,
maybe
so Edwin, if you're still watching, let
Yeah.
us know any specifics you want us to drop.
yeah.
But yeah, they added the 3-man and 5-man pump, which is a nice addition. I think
for sure.
since they've been doing a lot of the PBSL events at Combat, he's been seeing just how many pump players there are, and he's like, you know, let's give them another
Yeah,
league.
I think that's great. I think it's awesome because I mean the Chosen 4 event and what are the other pump events that everybody's playing?
You got Chosen 4, you got PBSL, you got this UPL now.
Yeah, but there's the
what else
Comet
more is
Comet
there?
Dogs one is that Chosen 4?
It's Chosen 4.
That's Chosen 4, but there's another one also. I can never remember what it is.
Pump League United.
Well, you let us know. As Dan's checking that out, I guess we can go into Paul's stolen gun find. So if you
Okay.
want to give them like the background, and then you can show them what's up.
All right, so I think it was
You
Sunday.
can give us each
Oh,
gun.
King of Pump.
What?
I don't know much about King of Pump, but it is another one of the pump events.
I think it was like Sunday night or like Monday like morning when Benji messaged me.
Michael Burkhart says Furious 3 with BNI also.
Yeah,
Forgot about
Furious
that.
3. So I mean, and King of Pump is also in Southern California, and the Furious 3 is in Southern California, right? So
Yeah, seems like a lot of SoCal pump events going on. I don't know if the pump scene is, at least the tournament pump scene is really as big anywhere else.
yeah,
I'm sure there are some events going on around. Obviously, we're SoCal focused.
yeah, for sure.
Cool. Go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, so I think Monday, like early Monday morning, like a little bit past midnight, Benji sent me a link, eBay auction to this Gen 1 SFL. It was listed for $550 on eBay. I made a best offer for $525, and I won the auction. And
You won?
You saved
I
20
won.
Saved 25.
I saved
bucks.
25 bucks.
Magic wand.
I was really happy
That's
about
like
that.
500 won.
And then upon winning the auction, I messaged the seller about like how he would package the guns because I really didn't want the pneumatics and the beaver tail getting damaged during shipment. He said everything will be fine. It'd be covered in bubble wrap and whatnot. And he also told me he had 2 more guns for sale.
And he sent you some more pictures, right?
Yes, he sent me a picture of the Evolution and the FLE, Inception's Autococker. And I asked him how much he wanted for it, and he said 400 ship for both. I was like, wow, that's a steal. So that was a no-brainer for me to purchase it. And then
And that's basically all he has is no brain, so it worked out perfect.
yeah, so
Yeah.
Ferocious.
Bocce's been really mean to me lately.
Yeah,
so,
It's kind of no
yeah.
bullying.
That's because
Quit
you
bullying.
implicated him in
Bocce's
wiping.
been bullying me.
You implicated him.
Paul's the victim here, okay?
I am the victim.
Victim
Wife.
shaming or victim blaming?
Yeah,
Which one of those? I don't know.
all of them.
All of them.
Both.
This is what you get, Dr. Paintpaul.
Because I'm a master wiper. Come on.
You're master something.
If you want lessons, hit me up on
Okay,
Facebook.
so you paid $900 for all three.
$925 for all three, and I knew something was up because this SFO alone is worth like $1,500.
Yeah, I really didn't know what it was worth. I mean, I knew it was worth more than $550. I didn't really want to spend any more money this month, so I was like, Paul, you could have at it. And then Paul's like, I put it in the appraisal group, and they were like $1,500. I was like, ah! I was like losing sleep. I was like, I'm too low. And then Paul ended up, he was teasing us. He's like, hey, by the way, I got 2 more guns from this guy. I'm not going to tell you what guns they are, but I got 2 more guns from this guy.
So he sent it. So Paintpaul sent us this picture, which we originally had as a background, which is great. I actually thought he did a great job. It was obvious though that this was the Evo X that used to be John Dresser's because just that splash, it's just like such a recognizable splash. And for it to be center feed, you just figure that it's probably going to be a newer evolution. And
Right.
I saw
Evo X.
Yeah, Paul, I think you posted somewhere you asked someone if any of the newer Evo X's came with splash like that, and they
Right.
told you no, right?
And yeah, that's why I got in contact with John Dresser, who was the previous owner of this gun, or the previous owner, and I asked him about it, like, hey, what is it stock anno, what, and blah blah blah, and then he asked me what piqued my interest in asking him these questions, and I told him that I had a chance to purchase it, and I actually did buy it. And John said that's crazy because one of his good friends in New York actually owns this gun, and I asked him if he recently passed away because the eBay owner told me that he inherited these 3 guns from his late uncle.
And of course, right away, Paul listed this stuff all over the place, and everyone was like, yo, it's stolen! He took them all down.
No, I didn't do that. So we got in contact with the owner of the guns and found that, of course, they were stolen. And
well, he didn't even know they were stolen.
he did not know they
Yeah.
were stolen.
Paul basically asked him, hey, do you know about these guns? And the guy's like, yeah, they're mine in my garage. And
Yeah.
he's like, well, I just got pictures from a guy who's selling these on eBay that are current pictures, so you want to double check that they're in your garage?
Yep.
And sure enough,
He went home that night. It was stolen, and the thief had his picture on his PayPal, and it turns out the guy who got robbed knew the thief. I don't want to say his name. I just want to keep his identity private. But we found out who the thief was. We know who the original owner of these guns are. So I'll be sending it back to him sometime early next week, and that's basically it. Right?
So what do you guys think? Does that wipe out his bad karma for wiping against children at SE Village?
No, but here, let me tell you another thing. Was that
Drop some more knowledge on us.
Drop some knowledge.
if I didn't
Swipe.
hit this guy up,
Swipe up some knowledge.
the thief could have continually been stealing gear from this, because this guy has a ton of
Yeah,
gear.
and he had sold random gear to 8+ different people over
Yeah.
the last month, and he had more gear of his.
He sold like a brand new dyed DSR. I think that's like the newest dye gun.
Right.
He sold a bunch of mask hoppers, Virtue chrono guns. So I mean, this has been going on for like I think 2 months, in my opinion. So thank God we found out like he was getting gypped, and hopefully it won't happen anymore.
More like ripped.
Ripped. Hopefully it won't happen
Yeah,
anymore.
flex.
And
But yeah.
Good
so-
and
job.
these are one of a kind guns. Like you will, if you lose these, like if I lost these guns, I'd be
yeah, and
suicidal.
if they
So,
were, any kind of standard gun, no one would ever have noticed. Like if Paul was just asking about a normal Evo X, no one would have said, well, that's so-and-so's gun. So it's really lucky that he had a unique ano on them, or unique parts, or just being a super rare gun. And I don't know, it kind of makes me think on some of my rarer guns, maybe I should toss a very unique ano or custom mill a part onto it that can't be taken off, just so,
Just take the grips off and write your name in Sharpie underneath it.
Or etch it in there.
I think these guns are
etch a big X with a rock in the side of it.
William Very.
So Zachary Dennis says, am I hard on hearing, or is the master volume a little quiet? So as I explained earlier, we did change our audio setup, so it should sound clearer, but we don't know the exact audio levels that we need. So if everybody is hearing us a little bit too quiet, let us know, and we'll boost it up a little bit.
I want to include, though, I did lose some sleep over knowing that I'm not gonna be owning a Gen 1 SFL
or a
sweet Evo
EO.
X and a really nice FLE, but I'm very happy that it's going back to the original owner.
It's like, someone gives you one of those fake lottery tickets and you scratch and you're like, I just won $100,000, and then you look on the back and it's like, redeem it by sending it to Santa. You're like, ugh.
So I just boosted the volume. Let me know if it's a little bit better, you guys.
How's the volume now? Good. We bumped it up to 11 now.
Are you gonna bust through the GoPro with them and show it?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, let's get some close-ups.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if the GoPro's working.
So
Cross your fingers. Eric Reach says, where's the parts I ordered off BacciPaintball?
Oh, that's a good question.
Not really, but I am very slow sending parts
How's the
out
volume?
You'd rather live stream.
Yeah, okay, so we got GoPro. Can I go to scene 2, Paul? Did we configure scene 2? Or okay, I'm going to just stretch it out then.
What's up, John? Let's go a little higher on the volume. Oh, no, Zachary says good.
Thanks.
Volume,
yes.
Everyone else, good.
Zachary's the
loud
one who
enough?
initially said it was a little quiet. So I just stretched the GoPro out as our background. So, which is probably good.
Inception's FLE.
Hey, give it to Jorge, and then you talk about it. Paintball.
I did get a chance.
You're not in the video. Get in the video.
I did get a chance to dry fire these guns with Bocce today.
Yeah, we just dry fired them.
Man, they shoot super nice.
You flip it over. Natural for you is fine. Yeah, there you go.
Sit on the outside.
Thanks, Eric.
Middle.
Yeah, so the gun you're seeing now is one of a kind splash anodized FLE Inceptions. All FLE parts.
This is a mini FLE.
Mini FLE. Shoots super nice. The trigger pull is very short.
Thanks, Justin.
Not my favorite shooting gun, surprisingly, out of the 3, but still freaking nice.
Did it shoot differently than mine?
Yes, because yours has a hinge trigger.
Yeah, yours with the hinge is a little different. I always feel like when you're using, especially the Inception slider, there's like such a initial like pull at the very beginning when you have to trip that sear, I guess.
Yeah.
And I've heard that QEVs significantly help with that.
Now, I remember you saying that also it's harder to short stroke on the Inception slider.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
So
and
maybe you're not going as fast, but you're also not short stroking it.
I mean, we were still ripping on it pretty fast, right?
Yeah,
Paul?
we were ripping on those guns.
So it's
all of
sick.
them. They shoot really nice.
Maybe not as fast as the new gunfighter frame, but fast.
And then the gun up next is the Gen 1 SFL that the owner used in the year 2000 to win the World Championships with his professional paintball team.
Ground Zero, right?
Ground Zero, yes.
Yeah.
So that gun is a piece of history right there, and it only has one owner, which is the guy who owns it right now. So that's a really rare gun. It's not every day that you can find a Gen 1 SFL.
So, Paul, Nathan says, good looking guns, Paul, and the markers look okay.
Ooh. Hey, Nathan, if I owned these markers, I'd be so happy.
Ruben says, hope the guy's missing his kneecaps now.
Nate's just trying to butter you up so you'll have him back on the stream. You gonna do it?
Here, pass me that beast.
But yeah, Nate, your gun shot great too. And this is John Dresser's previous. He was the previous owner of this Evolution X Splash Autococker. This gun shot amazing. This was my favorite shooting gun out of all.
When we cycled them, I thought this one cycled the best.
Evolutions just tend to shoot really, really amazing.
Super nice.
Now, what do you think that is from? Is it because, they're micro-honing the inside or making sure there's zero imperfections? Is it the pneumatics on it?
I think it's the ano.
Yeah,
Is it-
definitely the
To
nano.
be
Is it
honest.
the,
Yeah.
the little bit
Well-
of extra weight?
Let me see. Hold on a second.
I don't know what it was. I think Bocce and I were talking about this. It has to be something
Okay.
to do with the frame, right?
Eric Kilgore.
I've had a bunch of evolutions. Most of them pump. There's just something about them. They're
They're
super
really nice.
Is
smooth.
the front block on this just completely unmilled? Is it just
Uh,
like
Yeah,
what's
Michael,
the
that is not a factory splash.
Okay, so Eric Kilgore, whose page is, I believe, Mechanical Paintball. Let me just make sure on that.
Yeah, Michael, I was talking to.
Paintball.
So he's the
is
one
his
who
page.
built it.
Yeah, he said I built that for John Dresser.
Oh, nice.
And that's probably why it was working. So
I was talking to Tim Furpo. Shout out to PB
The
Tech.
trigger pull on
PBDnA
the trigger pull on this is pretty rough too.
It shoots nice.
I think there's some slime inside that one. I think that one just needs
Yeah,
a
there's
cleaning
gotta be.
on the trigger.
Yeah, but I was talking to PB Tech, and he said he sent me the original ad of the
Yeah, you want me to turn it off?
Evolution X's, and he said
Show your
that
hat off.
they did not come with, and none of them came with factory splash, unless it was custom ordered. And
Yeah, some of the pre-2K evolutions did come with splash.
Yeah.
I know I had a black, blue, and silver splash pretty recently. What other splashes came on the Evos?
The bonsai splash, the
Bonsai.
some of them.
splash that I have,
not that amazing super stock?
Yes, I don't
Or,
know the name of that splash.
I don't either.
It's
I got the
Paul,
broken share.
Paintpaul's. What does it say? Sparta engraving or Sparta?
Sparta
trophies?
Pewter.
Sparta
It's
pewter.
almost
yeah.
like it's like the
This chair
English bonsai splash.
It, well,
like-
no,
Cherry,
no.
cherry,
It's like a camo. It's almost a camo splash. I don't know what camo that would be, but
I
and
think
I also don't remember it. But a lot of the Eclipse splashes were like that Eclipse advertised. I think some of those might have been used on the Bell Cells guns also, because that's what the bonsai splash is really advertised from. Like because they were the bonsai bandits was the Eclipse factory team. So and I was just looking at a post on Carter Brown where it had the ice. I don't know. I can't even remember them. There's the ice, the fire, the bonsai splash, and then also there's racing green splash, which is maybe what Bell Sales called it.
What up, Dirk?
I think
so-
the coolest splash that I've seen is the supercocker one.
Yeah.
That
Or-
thing's badass.
Jorge was just talking about one of the splashes on a supercocker, and it's it's like a black base with like almost super fluorescent red and blue.
I think it's like red,
Hey,
green,
let's
and
see
blue.
who's got
Yeah.
the lungs to vape it through this.
Oh my god, dude! Take
Easy.
your muzzle brake off.
No, gotta go through the muzzle.
You go first.
Nate says.
Got the lungs. It was a
It's
weak
no
one.
dragonfly.
That was
Yeah.
weak.
Oh man.
Oh man, that thing is nuts. Oh man.
Yeah, but those guns. will
Yeah,
be
but where?
back to the owners next week. To the
Are
owners
you
next
taking my
week.
spot? Taking your spot back. Reclaim your throne.
Cool. Should we do some paintball news before we move on?
The news is the news.
Yeah, what's the news?
What's the news? What's word on the street with the news? What do we got?
Start us off. HK has a new gun. What is it
Sorry,
called?
I love HK Army, but that gun looks ugly.
What is it?
So it's an
Some ball ball
HK.
gun.
It's an HK G6R. So if anyone hasn't seen it, jump on. Tell us what you think about the look of it. So HK has had some PL guns before, notably the HK Shocker, but more fondly in my memory the HK Legend, which I thought looked awesome. It had like a cool skull on the side. Said HK Army milled in pretty nicely, and it shot really well. But it just seems like this new one, this new HK G6R has no soul. It's just like, I don't know, kind of plain. I'm sure it shoots nice. The G6Rs have shot pretty well.
So, did we get a confirmation that that's actually what that was, or is this just our speculation based on that one comment that we saw?
I thought that was confirmed.
Do you want to
If
load
I'm
that up
wrong,
in the
let me
background,
know.
Paul?
What?
I think it should be in the folder. So
But
the
it doesn't
paint,
shoot as well as a Barracuda.
yeah, as the Barracuda.
What are
So
you looking for?
the HK gun should
Got
be
some
one
weight
of
to
those. or the bob long gun, and we think that it's a. I mean, it's obvious it's a bob long gun because it has a bob long rag on it. But
Bob Long?
Bob long.
Paul is gonna put it up in the background.
Paul's putting it up in the background right now. And again, let us know about our audio, everybody. Let us know if it's too low, too high.
So Chris
Too
Lawrence
high.
says he has
Locked
a
and
JT
loaded.
jersey similar to yours.
Who said that?
Chris Lawrence. Lawrence. There you go. Yes.
I think that's Chris Lawrence from Dominican.
So here I'm gonna look find HKG6R.
Yeah, I've got a couple of those at home. I
So,
only wear them for
I don't
dress
see
occasions.
any for sale yet. Where did we find that picture of it?
I don't know. It just popped up on Facebook.
Okay, well Paul's gonna find the photo of it right now. But you know, HK in the past has been pretty flashy overall, which I mean, it's pretty cool. It worked with their persona, so I was like, this gun doesn't seem like it's an HKG6R. Maybe it's not. Paul's gonna confirm it right now, but I do think it is.
Never tried this yet, huh?
No, I'm about to have some pears. I don't know if anybody.
Jeez,
As I try to throw them on the plane, they all just fall again.
really?
So I don't know if anybody's been to Ralph's lately, but Ralph's plays a song that I love, and it goes pears, 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 good things coming, pears, pears. And it just goes over and over and over, and you just keep hearing the same song. So that's why I love pears, because good things come in pairs.
I'm like, I can't find this picture of the HKG6R anywhere
It's
now.
on the background.
So who was shooting that? Where did you get that?
That
picture?
looks like a Dynasty jersey, you know?
Are we totally wrong? Where did we find? Where did you just get that picture, Paul?
I'm not sure.
Okay, Eric says status cut G6R. I don't know. They told me HKG6R.
I mean, we are pretty sure it's by Bob Long because
I
of
mean,
the
it's
rag.
100%
Or,
a G6R.
sorry, Field 1. It's Field 1.
Right. No longer Bob Long. Whatever it is,
Bob Long.
it's-
Bob Long.
it just has no soul to it. I mean, I like the new dragons and all of those. They kind of make me reminisce about the older, super milled out Intimidators. But this one is just kind of plain. It reminds me of just a protege, just a Bob Long protege, which, you know, it's nothing special. So if it's just a protege that shoots better,
So what's the
I
difference
mean,
between a
fine.
G6R and a Protege?
Protege was an older
yeah.
generation of
Protege
Bob
is significantly taller. It had a bit more kick. The efficiency was crazy. I remember buying one because it was like, I want to say 600 brand new. That was probably might be the only high end that I ever bought brand new. I got it from Bob Long at one of the XPSL events.
Wow.
And
Bob Long's a really cool guy.
yeah,
by the way.
it definitely kicked more than the G6R, but efficiency was crazy. You know, I think it was almost a case off a tank. It was still tall, kind of like the older Intimidators. You know, the balance really wasn't all that great. The newer ones are significantly more balanced.
Would I be outgunned going against that with my Ripper?
Yes, I would think so.
Because I only play with that Ripper now. So
The Ripper is pretty huge. So
They're
yeah,
pretty
don't quote
huge.
us on it being an HKG6R. I don't know.
Maybe
who's-
Quimmin knows something about it. He might be able to.
Yeah, if
chime in.
anyone knows what cut that G6R is behind us, let us know, because I'm pretty sure we're wrong at this point. Okay, what's next?
Status cut G6R, says Eric Cookstone.
I'm gonna look it up. So, another new paintball news is the NXL has a new center bunker. No more giant center bunker. You have a 6-piece modular bunker that can be set up in different orientations now. So, what do you think about that?
I think that's pretty
So
cool.
I haven't actually seen a picture of this, so explain it to me.
Okay, so
Just
the
explain
big
it.
center bunker,
Yeah.
W, was pretty much just that. It was a giant center bunker. You had consistent trade outs around the side, you know, because you didn't. It was pretty much you need to go get the guy and trade out, or he's just going to cut out a bunch of your team living there. So it didn't really make for really dynamic games. It was just, okay, trade out at the W, and then, you know, they play 4-on-4. So with this modular bunker, they can set it up just, I mean, in a million different styles. You're going to see a different setup for every event, which means, I mean, you might see more run-throughs. You might see...
So imagine I'm a blind person. Can you paint me a picture of what it actually looks like? What the modular bunker actually looks like?
No, but if you feel my hand, I'll Yeah, there's one, there's two. I only have 5 fingers, so imagine each finger is a bunker. There's one layout, there's another layout, and here's the
What
third
about
layout.
this?
Oh!
I'm blind.
You didn't even
I can't
see.
taste ketchup because I'm blind.
Yeah.
Like the ketchup candy.
Dan Griffin's
No,
right. They
it's,
had a
It's
similar
from Anchorman too.
setup for AFPL last year.
He's just
So.
eating ketchup,
Kinda
and he's like,
cool.
"You do."
So
you do
Griffin
know that's
also
ketchup?"
said
He's like, "I don't know
status.
it's ketchup. I'm blind."
I've never, I'm looking up status G6R. I can't even find anything about it. So, who is status? Oh, it's a 2012. Jeez.
Ooh, old school. So that should be in the old school
Oh, wow.
section.
Jesus, we got. You know what? We got noobed out on
You got
that.
played.
You got played.
You got played.
It's all these guys. They said, "Look at this. It's an HP."
I mean,
G6R. I was like,
the reg
HP?
should have been the first clue because all the Bob
like a
long
chump.
guns or the Field One guns are no macro, right? They're macroless, so
Feel like a
you wouldn't
chump.
even be using a reg.
Okay, so the Field One Status G6R is currently on sale for $1,000.
So it wouldn't be 2012 if it's called the Field One. So someone just trolled you right now telling you it's 2012.
I see a Status G6R for sale in 2012. I don't know. Forget about it. It's not all that
a lot
important.
of unknowns here.
Too
Matty
many
Chapel
unknowns.
said that there's a picture of a
Griffin
picture
says
of-
2012 cut. You got Field One selling it again new.
Who said that?
Well. Next.
Wait, what did you just say, Paul?
Matt Chappell said Greenspan posted a new photo on IG is Yosh Rao holding this gun.
Okay, so maybe that's
It
their
could
new
be Yosh,
go-to.
yeah.
I was gonna say that looks kind of like Yosh, but I wasn't certain.
You recognize his hands. in
Yeah.
the side of his jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
You're
Well, then
so
HK
observant.
is indemnified because they've only made pretty cool looking guns since that's not theirs. But yeah, so same milling on that gun. Still, I don't know if I'd go for that for $1,000 over an LV1 nowadays.
I would go for the LV 1.5.
1.5. I don't know. I
2.5.
kind of want more
multiply.
go for the
crazy
beta.
millings on the LV1s.
Beta.
You know, you had a couple cool rippers and such.
Kudos.
What's next?
Kudos.
What do you think about Russian Legion?
I don't typically think about Russian Legion, except for when I do. I think of that game where they run to the
on.
opposite sides, which we talked about last week.
So
We
Russian.
talk about pretty much every week.
Alright. So Russian Legion, one of the most well-known paintball teams in pro paintball. Period. They are now sponsored by Dye.
Ooh.
Full setup. They're using M2s and DSRs. They've got full gear setups. They're using the R2 loader.
So they have guys shooting both the M2 and the DSR.
and the DSR.
One in
Oh.
each hand.
So, is there anybody that's dual wielding?
No dual wielding.
No, but they
But
weld them together.
basically, Dye is sponsoring the Ironman again, and now they have Russian Legion. So they're spending a lot of money to kind of get back into that tournament scene.
I think
Now-
Dye dropped all their so they're only sponsoring 2 teams.
Two
from
pro
what I know.
teams.
From what, don't take my word, but that's what I heard.
I always
Right.
take your word, except for when I.
When you ask for a paint check.
Yeah.
Right. And in recent years, Russian Legion had a MacDev sponsorship for guns with HK gear.
It's just
And
Dye.
before that, I mean, Russian Legion for the longest time was a Smart Parts sponsored team. So it's kind of crazy them going from Smart Parts to Dye, you know?
Smart parts to HK to that.
Even though they were sponsored by MacDev for a while, I still don't necessarily think of them as like attached to MacDev like they were attached to Smart Parts. But I mean, the Russians have always been just a dedicated squad, even though they've kind of had their players harvested from them a little bit. They're always fun to watch, especially since you don't understand anything what they're saying. But yeah, it'll be cool seeing how they do with the new Dye setups. And,
So let's talk about other famous stolen guns now. Probably
Right.
one of the
Let's
most
get that a little bit.
one of the most well-known stolen guns is Glenn Palmer's Camille, which was the first two-directional ram semi-automatic that Glenn built, and Glenn calls it the first functional semi-automatic, and it really was the first functional semi-automatic because at the time it would be going against the other 3 known semi-automatics or well-known, which would be the Panther, which is not very well known, the
It's dangerous.
the AGS rifle, which was not really something that anyone could use. It had a huge reg hanging off the side. It was not very functional. And then the third would be the Brass Eagle, which was absolutely not functional at all.
What?
well, maybe for you, Jorge.
Yeah, it was fine.
It only shoots dirty air, though, right?
Yeah.
So, Glenn, I'm not exactly sure when Glenn's Camille went stolen, but he used that gun regularly for a long time, and it did go stolen. And there's a lot of speculation as to what happened to it. I think what the story that I've heard is that it was stolen. He flew with it in his luggage that it was in, or his gun case that it was in went missing. Have you guys heard anything regarding? No.
What's that on?
The Camille?
Yeah, Camille.
No,
So-
it's kind of been one of those legendary guns.
Yeah.
That it's just been missing for so long, and you know, even if it is still around, it's not going to be in the same configuration. It had like all these, you know, camo tape all over it, and
Well, it could be in the same configuration, but the likelihood is anyone that would find it would, you know, if they didn't steal it with the intent of taking that piece of history, then they wouldn't know what they were actually taking. But
Phil Shannon says everyone knows Jeff Orr stole Camille.
I mean, people have said that, but I find that would be pretty hard to believe that
Highly
they would
doubt
take
it.
it.
Yeah. Before that, Kevin says Russian Legion was only an SP team for 2 years, and they were MacDev for 6 years. Even so, I just, you know, when you think of them with MacDev, it's just kind of like it's blank. Those guns had no soul to them. Russians didn't necessarily do all that well. If anything, I'm thinking, you know, between the Smart Parts Russian Legion Shockers and the Russian Legion Aliases. So if anything, Bob Long or SP, I think that was more, you know, a part of that a little bit.
So back to Palmer's
stolen
stolen
guns.
guns. So a funny thing about Palmer's guns is a lot of the early Palmer's guns actually were stolen. So supposedly so Glenn built 4 semi-automatics supposedly as his first semi-automatics. He built Camille, he built 2 Hurricanes, and he built Hugo. The only existing one of those that I know of is Hugo, which is the semi-automatic that we've looked at multiple times.
Right.
The dual-barrel semi-automatic rifle, which has the insane linkage on the trigger.
Which you stole that one.
Yeah. No, actually, Danny DeBone is the one who commissioned it and actually owned it up until last year. So, but the funny thing is that the first Hurricane after Camille, Glenn actually sent to APG for a write-up, and it was actually never returned to him. It went missing after that, and no one knows the location of that. And then another one of Glenn's guns that went stolen or went missing is P1, and that was the first Typhoon or Stroker. I think it was a Stroker because I don't think it was a scratch-built lower tube, but that one actually went missing, and it was found several years ago during the period where Tim, PaintballTech.com,
Paintball Tech.
PaintballTech.com.
Paintball Tech was working at Palmer's, and it came in for a rebuild, I think, and it was covered in JB Weld, and they said, hey, this was actually stolen. And so it was recovered, and it was refinished back to, you know, somewhat factory how it looked. And that one was actually never nickel plated, so it has a really cool look. I think Paintball Tech has pictures of that on his Facebook page. But yeah, it's crazy that a lot of Glenn's early guns were stolen.
Have you guys had any guns stolen?
I might have.
Scammed?
I have so many guns that I probably don't know if my shit got stolen or not.
I mean, I'm always afraid that Rosetta's throwing my stuff out.
I had one gun, I had my first high-end gun ever scammed from me. So I guess you could call that stolen. But basically, I got a 96 Angel LED single trigger. Got it in the mail. I used it for like 2 weeks. And then I was like, I want an Intimidator. And I jumped on PB Nation, you know, it was my first year or 2 using it, and found a guy who would trade me an Intimidator for this Angel. I was like, all right, heck yeah. And he even agreed to ship first, and like, I didn't even know, I mean, I wasn't an OG trader at that point, but I'm like, he's shipping first, he's gotta be a good guy. And then he goes, okay, well, I shipped the gun, now I paused the shipment, and so now it's your turn to ship. And I was like, okay, that sounds totally perfect. And I told my dad, and he's like, yeah, you can't pause shipments. Like, this guy is scamming you. And I was like, you don't know anything, Dad! And I ran out crying into my room, and I sent my stuff. And yeah, never saw it ever again. And that guy scammed me hard. And I wish I still had, like, his username and address so I could track him down. But I don't. So, oh well. I did have another 3 Intimidators that I bought. The guy admitted to scamming me. and we scared him into giving us his PayPal info, and then we took all of our money back, and he had scammed other people, so we took more money and paid them back, and then we closed his account. So that was fun. Anybody else have their stuff stolen or know any specific legendary guns that were stolen in the wind, never to be seen again?
I've always thought I've had some of my gear stolen, but I just had to look through my garage and it was in there.
Like your vape? Your vape box?
My vape box, which I've handed down to BacciPaintball.com.
Yeah.
You can buy Paul's vape box on BacciPaintball.com.
Chris Lawrence says he traded an RT Mag and a Typhoon for a Gen 1 Intimidator, so that qualifies as them being stolen.
Yep.
I have to agree.
What was I going to say? So, Gene bought a bunch of
Griffin, we don't remember. Post what you're talking about. Yeah.
Gene bought a bunch of autocockers that were like Bob Long's or Bud Orr signature series.
Bob Oblong?
Mean Gene?
Mean Gene.
Yeah.
And I think he showed them to Bud, and they were all stolen. Someone stole them from Bud, and Gene returned those.
Yeah.
We almost scammed Gene out of a tank this weekend.
Yeah.
So close.
Steven had to show up and take it back.
Yeah. Thanks for the tank, Gene.
Yeah, there were a couple of guns that were found to be stolen that were posted up to MCB for sale. And most of them are returned pretty easily. And, most of the guys are nice enough to know that, guys that are picking it up secondhand, maybe from the thief, they're not the ones that stole it. So some guys pay for it. Some guys say, that's my gun, send it back. You're holding on to stolen property. I know there was one guy who was just, he was told by many people that it was stolen, and he just wouldn't give it back until he was hounded and finally gave it back.
Which paint gun was that?
I'll have to look it up.
No, so there's a story on PB Nation. John Dress is watching. I'm pretty sure he could chime in, but there was 2 stolen tequila matrices, and Ben knows how rare those guns are, and it's been missing for the past 15 years. 2 years ago, it was posted up on PB Nation for sale, and the original owner was, posted on the page saying that those were my guns stolen from me 15 years ago, and the guy immediately took it down, stopped going on PB Nation, and the guy probably still owns the guns till this day. Yeah, which is crazy.
And now, wasn't he the one that stole it, or he knew it was stolen?
I'm not
even before that, because I remember he had a couple of the other guns or parts from it.
I'm not exactly sure behind the story, but I think the guy, similar to myself, he bought it on eBay. He might have known it was stolen, but I'm not 100%
I'm going to look it up now, but I was pretty sure he, knew the guy who actually stole them, and they were in on it together.
That's shady.
Yeah.
Slim Shady Eminem.
It's a good thing you're so honorable, Paul.
Thank you.
One of the most honorable gentlemen.
One of the most honorable wipers.
I mean, for a wiper, yeah.
So
you're
Brian
pretty
Baker says
for
there was
wiper.
a V3 Revenge that was lost in shipping for over a year, and then popped up on Craigslist and managed to find its way home. So that's pretty
awesome.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
I ordered
That's
an HPA tank in college, and I got an empty box. So that was pretty bad.
Yeah,
And it was a pretty rare. It was a pretty rare tank too.
At least it wasn't your micro mag.
So that happens actually to a lot
the
of
micro
people.
mag was just a piece of shit.
Griffin here was saying he traded a few $100 for an
Oh, that's
E-Tech
pretty
5 and got a box with a busted up spider in it.
Yeah, I bought I think I traded someone my LV1 for a Geo 3, and he ended up literally sending me a cinder block. And I couldn't play. Yeah, I couldn't play WCPPL for that year because I didn't have a gun.
They didn't let you play with the cinder block?
You couldn't wipe with it, huh?
Pussy.
Yeah, so it's no matter what, whenever I get a gun in or a package that I bought, I'm filming opening it just in case the guy did give a rock or something. Because normally, let's say you wanted to tell PayPal, hey, I bought this gun and all I got was a rock, right? Well, unless you took a video of yourself opening it, if that rock was the right weight as, the gun the guy sent, then it's your word versus his. And I don't know. It could go either way. So always videotape it.
Definitely. I do that all the time now.
Yeah. What's next, Dan?
SoCal Pump Baller, which I think is Tyler, says, I got robbed in HSP parking lot. And someone stole my other sniper off the turf field at HSP, and there have been a lot of things that have gone missing at HSP over the years.
Right. I remember one of my buddies telling me the story of when they actually caught one of these miniature crime rings that was stealing stuff at
Miniature
HSP.
because the people were miniature. The
Midgets.
little tiny kids.
Well,
stealing the
basically,
stuff.
he caught this kid looking in lockers, and he's like, "Hey, is that your stuff?" And the kid's like, "Yeah, it's my stuff." And he sees the kid just fiddling with the locker, and he's obviously trying to pick the lock. And he goes, "Hey!" And the kid takes off. So he chases him through HSP outside where this kid's mother's waiting for him with a baby carriage, and they like take the blanket off the baby carriage, and it's filled with paintball gear.
I thought there was
Call
going to
the
be
cops.
a baby with a Tommy gun
They
ready to
arrested-
shoot him up.
No, they arrested them. They went to their house. They got some kind of warrant. Went to their house, and it was filled with stolen paintball gear from
Paintball
over the
warrant.
years.
Oh,
and-
damn.
Yeah.
Damn, they want you.
Who?
The people outside.
I
They
don't
just
get it.
screamed for you.
Oh.
So I don't know.
I hope not.
I would rather keep my stuff in my car than at the lockers at HSP. I've never had anything. You know what? I haven't had anything really stolen there, other than some guys just started using my paint. Like literally, I had a caddy there with some paint, and they're using my caddy, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" They're like, "Just filling paint," and I was like, "That's my paint."
Yeah,
And
I
they like
remember
looked at
that.
me like I was crazy, and I had to like get in their face and like take the paint out of their hoppers and go yell at them.
I do that
Some
all the time.
people.
Paul and I do that all the time.
Yeah, when we're all sharing paint, and you decided to just take all of our paint. So let's see. The other thing I was going to say.
Yeah, it's because
is-
you guys shoot all the good stuff. We shoot all the $5 paint from Craigslist.
Tyler also says, whatever happened to Sonny Lopez's Aurora Eclipse sniper? And that's kind of another notable one that was stolen. I think that one was stolen out of his truck. I don't know where he actually was when it was taken. You guys have any idea?
I don't
didn't
know.
even know about
We
that.
can ask Sonny and see if he'll
Elaborate
give us some
on
input
that.
and talk about
Yeah.
it next time. I remember him talking about that, but I don't
If it's not
remember
too soon.
the exact specifics.
What's up?
If it's not too soon, he can hopefully power through and tell the story.
Yeah.
Give the deets on the
Yeah.
live
I've
stream.
had friends who got their guns, like their gear back stolen, and they just straight out quit because they were just over it. Like it was like thousands of dollars worth of gear, and they're like, "I'm over it now." So, which sucks.
I mean, it's
horrible.
understandable.
That's
So-
why you need many small bags, not one.
So,
big
Benji,
gear
if you were
bag.
going to quit
There you go.
paintball right now, what would you do instead?
Diversify your
If
assets.
I was gonna quit paintball right now,
Yeah.
I would go the Ollie Lang route. Go do some like Zen stuff and become like a Buddhist monk or something.
Jorge?
But only so that I could have an orgasm without touching myself.
Okay, well, we know that's not going to happen.
You
So,
get on
Jorge?
a Zen level, you can just think about it.
I would probably do something
Bam.
complete opposite, like slow paced, stupid, and boring, like accounting.
Oh, man, you'd be an accountant?
Yeah, probably something stupid like that.
That sounds
You're being
awful.
Something
You're being an
fucking
accountant
stupid
now.
like that. You know, I'd have to give up the fast paced life of trick shotting and go sit in a desk, 25 hours a day.
Oh, that
man.
sounds rough,
You know,
man. 25 hours a
With
day.
old Eustace, the secretary, out there, man.
Paintball's ready for it. What do you got?
Dr.
I'd move up to San Francisco with Connor, live in his closet, and go to the gay disco every night with ass chaps on.
With that vest on.
With this vest on with ass chaps on.
And you'd wear the same speedball
Wait,
hat,
with
right?
ass chaps or assless chaps?
Assless chaps.
No,
I'm
he
sorry.
would wear chaps where it's just the ass part. And
Or
nothing else.
either that, or I'd wear the Borat thong. Yeah.
If you
Great.
listen, if
Connor gave me one for Christmas, so
Yeah.
and it's see-through. It has no color.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's
hey, if
wonderful.
you go play at the field with the Borat thong and just that vest, I'll give you a JT sock hat.
Ooh.
So,
That was my sock head, and I'll pass.
I would
That'd be funny.
either try living on the street, or I would try.
I mean, you make more money finding the stuff you find off the street, anyways.
It's true.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't need. Wouldn't need to live on the street for long.
You'd just search for electronic
Electroshock machines.
electroshock nipple
Uh,
machines.
For anyone who's just joining, I just want to mention again that we are going to be live streaming at SC Village, the West Coast Open, this Saturday. So jump on Dan's YouTube and Twitch and watch us live. It's youtube.com/BacciPaintball, twitch.tv/BacciPaintball. If you want us to cover some certain teams, just let us know.
So, Nate is great. Says I heard Sonny found his gun, and it ended up being with some kid. And the parents denied it, and I think Sonny just let it be. Again, not sure. And then he also says people break into cars at HSP. Chili the ref had his entire car stolen there.
His whole car?
Yeah, I don't know if he means his whole car or his whole car full of gear.
I bought a
Sounds like his whole
DM14 for
car.
$50 at HSP before,
That's not sketchy at all.
Yeah.
That definitely wasn't stolen.
and I sold it real quick.
Right there.
Yeah.
So honorable, Paul. That's the wiper we know.
That is the paintball we know.
All right, so we covered a lot of
So
what we
let's
wanted to cover. You want to show off some of the old school guns?
well, let's get some. If anybody has any questions for Paintball on how he feels being a wiper, we're gonna have him answer questions in the hot seat. We're also gonna have some really unique treats that we found at the Korean Mart today. H Mart.
I
No,
forgot-
that's
This is
Japanese.
Japanese. This is
Yeah.
Japanese
Oh,
market.
sorry.
yeah.
I forgot to bring my treats, so I'm sorry.
Forgot. Yeah, you'll bring them next time. But
salt
Jorge,
Connor didn't bring his freaking hot flavored fruit beef
I
jerky.
had it when we were paintballing on Saturday. We just
hey, Dan,
didn't
why
eat
don't
any
you
of
open
it.
those up?
because he
Let's
wants
watch
to
them right
enjoy
now.
it on the
We
way
should've-
up to San Francisco,
Yeah.
living his new life as an accountant.
Oh,
All right,
God,
so
I'm gonna fucking
here's
yak
what we
on
got.
that.
Let's turn on the GoPro in the background. All right, so tell us what we got, you guys.
Salt tomato candy.
It's candy or
Connor
it's-
chose that. Connor chose that.
So there
Is
you
that
go.
like hard candy or
Yeah.
Open it up.
salt
and-
salt
open it up and
tomato
see.
hard
And
candy?
then we got, what is this one?
Soy sauce.
Shit heroes.
Soy sauce jerky.
Soy-
This is soft soy sauce flavored fried squid.
and then we
Shitori
have-
Iketan.
And that was the soy sauce squid jerky was Dan's choice, and
Ugh.
the
I
next
don't know,
choice is
I
mine.
think I'm gonna go with the soft soy
Did you have
fish
Paul?
thing first.
My choice was
No, we eat them all at the same time.
see one
strawberry
of these
chocolate
first.
covered
Because
mushrooms.
these are we're gonna eat these for a while. So let's start with this shit.
Okay,
All right. So, so we got the Chocho Roos right here. The Choco
smell bad?
Rooms. Choco Rooms. Sweet and
Are
crispy
you kidding
mushroom
me?
chips.
This is like fish food. That smells like fish food.
My favorite.
Oh my god, that is gross.
So bad.
That is disgusting.
Paul's like,
Dish it out.
Yo, we're
Oh,
gonna-
it's bigger than I thought. I just want to show some texture. Is the
After
GoPro
we
still on?
eat all of our disgusting treats,
sounds-
we're going to
looks
go
disgusting.
over a bunch of old school guns that we brought along. But first, we're gonna eat this freaking disgusting fish food. Oh, it smells so
it
bad.
does.
Oh, it's not bad.
Yeah, not as bad as I thought.
Not
It
bad.
smells really bad though. You want to take? Oh god.
Actually, it's kind of bad.
Yeah, it's really not good.
It's not bad. I'd eat
Oh
this.
my
It's
God.
not good. I want to make sure everybody gets the crispy flavor.
Oh
the
my
crispy
God.
no.
That's like, oh my god, that's eating.
It's like a
fish food.
dehydrated
That's
fish
You
cake.
guys are racist.
It's like dehydrated fish cake.
Yeah.
Y'all don't know banchan like me
Paul's
and
just
Paul.
like, "Ugh,
Me and Paul grew up
munching
on
it."
banchan, sharding non-stop.
That's disgusting. What's next?
Did you guys finish yours?
Let's get through it.
Strawberry
Strawberry chocolate. What are these called?
mushrooms,
What's the brand?
Psilocybin?
choco rooms.
Oh,
Those are
God,
good.
dude. This was really gross.
That was worse than those like cat food treats that we had.
So
the other
we went
time.
out and we got super buffet today at M Grill in Koreatown, and that was worse than anything we tried there.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
was so
I'm
bad.
trying the tomato salt candy.
I mean, the flavor wasn't good, but there's just something about it that makes you want to just vomit.
That's good.
Which one
The
is
tomato?
it?
Tomato salt candy is
No way.
good.
All right, so here's the tomato salt candy.
Mmm. That's really good.
Go
I
I
for
just
might
had
take
the
a couple to
shrimp
go.
thing. Not the,
Alright.
the shrimp things are good.
GoPro salt candy.
Yeah, shoot.
Looks normal.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's all right. It's not bad.
That's weird. It does taste like a tomato.
So GoPro salt candy.
It does taste like a tomato with salt on it. It's kind of weird.
It's
not bad, though.
The squid are not 68 cal. Eventually, they're gonna be whatever caliber my butt is.
We needed Nathan here for this so he could
3,000.
back me up on that treat.
Phil, we are going to be streaming most likely starting around, I'd say 9 West Coast time, Pacific
Equipment's
time.
going to M Grill tomorrow.
And we might go until 2. It's
No,
gonna be
M-Grill's delicious,
Yeah.
It's gonna
Jeff.
be filmed in maybe
M Grill was
15,
really good.
20-minute segments.
So
If you jump on Twitch, you'll be able to better see the segments as they go, so you can start earlier. On Facebook and YouTube, it kind of gets a little messy trying to find which clip comes after the next one. So if you have Twitch, you should watch it there.
we got some good comments. We got Bill Ward says, you guys have just hit a new low eating fish food on web TV. Nathan Great says, save me some. I eat that stuff for real.
Oh yeah, Nathan.
John Saywell, I'm not talking to the mic. John Saywell says, fish flavored vape fluid. Which is a pretty good one for
Next
you
time,
guys.
can we
Yeah,
eat this
I got
crap
some.
before we go and eat steak? Because I had this delicious steak flavor in my mouth, and now it's just squid and tomato and strawberry chocolate. It's freaking disgusting.
Yeah, Jeff Quitman's going to M-Grill tomorrow. You're going to have a really good time.
Equipment, get the chicken hearts, dude. They're bomb.
The chicken
Garlic
hearts,
the
what was your
top
favorite at it? Mine was the top sirloin.
Garlic
I like,
garlic steak.
I don't know.
Garlic steak was good.
No, Jeff M Grill was 2 thumbs up. Super great. The squid shitori was 2 thumbs down. 2
Yeah.
thumbs down. The
Don't go to the Japanese mall across the street and get the fried shrimp or fried squid snacks after.
the salt flavored tomato candy. It's about one up, one down. So it's like, I don't know.
No, the salad bar is
It's like,
good
it's
too.
good, but
They
then
have
I
good
get these
peppers.
like waves
Quitman.
of tomato sauce, and it's like not as good.
Yeah, it's like imagine taking a can of tomato sauce and just
Like
crushing
freezing
that.
it into an ice cube or something, and you're sucking on it, but it's not cold.
Yeah.
Jeff, are you going
It's
for
not
lunch
sugar.
or dinner? Because if you're going for dinner, you're a rich man.
Only me.
How much?
These
How much
guys
is for
went to
dinner?
a freaking
50
Brazilian
something.
steakhouse, and Paul's having creamed corn. Dan's having salad. I don't.
Hey,
what did you
I
guys
was having
call it?
salmon and kale.
I had some
Hey,
salad.
wait.
He had salmon and kale
Wait,
at a
wait.
Brazilian steakhouse. It's a sick man.
Those
right
good.
there.
I think I ate more than all of you guys, though.
No, I think I ate
Oh,
more than
you're-
you.
Jeff is going for
crazy.
dinner.
I think I ate
He's
more than
rich.
you.
He capped out early. It's between Connor and myself. We should weigh out our dumps later, and we'll know who ate more.
I think I ate the most.
No, I ate the most.
No,
for
you
sure.
didn't, Paul.
I ate the most.
Paul, you're over there like a fucking little girl,
I
dude.
weighed myself before and after.
Paul went to the bathroom
was-
to yak twice.
Later, John.
That's why I ate the most.
I was
No, you still
160
didn't eat the
before, 185 after.
See, I was 155 before, and I was 230 after.
I was like 114 pounds before, man. Now I weigh like 780.
There you go.
620 feet
I
tall.
literally had anorexia before we went. I was about 73 pounds. Now I'm
When I
about
left,
240 of
the
solid
stairs
muscle.
on the way down from the building just all crumbled beneath my feet
They
because I weighed so
collapsed.
much. Also, like the food
You've seen
burst
the-
out of my belly is like a live meat animal.
The Weird Al video for fat. Yeah, that was like me.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
You can give some to Rosette?
What?
Yeah, have Rosie eat some of the
The
squid.
squid.
I'd have to trick her into it, and then she'll kill me.
She would vomit.
Put it in her sandwich
She'll
tomorrow
vomit.
morning.
I can't have her eat that. Plus, she'll stay home from work.
Yeah, but then
and then
she'll
I have to, like,
have.
cook her soup and stuff. all
But then she'll have macaroni and cheese and
With
still
squid
have
in
to
it.
vomit. So
Yeah. What?
Soup with squid in it.
That stuff might be good in soup. Slider versus swing trigger. What do you prefer?
Swing.
Brazilian
Slider
steakhouse.
for me.
I prefer swing trigger all day.
Benji's all about the swing. Jorge?
Both.
What about for the trick
Like
shot?
a combo. Usually you want a slider for the
I
for
think
the
for the
trick
trick shot,
shots,
doesn't he
yeah.
normally use like a crank trigger, like on the
He doesn't
tip?
use a grinder. No, he never. He's mostly about the SMG 60. Paintball? What do you got?
Slider all day.
Yeah, I'm all about slider.
Have a good night, John.
Bye, John.
All right, let's show off some guns. We got maybe 15, 20 minutes left.
And what we have a follow-up question. And why?
Oh.
Benji?
Much harder to short stroke on a swing, I feel. Shorter trigger pull for the most part. I haven't tried the new Gunfighter frame, but I don't know. I also like the ergonomics of it a little bit more. I've been using a single trigger CCM swing on my Evolution pump, and I've never had an issue with it. What else? I have the
You say you've been
Eclipse
using a
swing.
CCM?
Yeah.
We're talking about mechanical here, Benji. Come on.
Oh well, so I've been
Get in
using
the game.
the double Eclipse swing on the Inception, and I like that a lot. I like that better than either of the sliders that I have
But why?
on the PTP.
But why?
Like I said, it's harder to short stroke. I think it's a shorter trigger pull. I don't know. I also feel like I can pull the trigger lower. You know, the single trigger sliders, your finger's a bit higher, so I feel like it fits a little bit better. I can also, especially on the double triggers, I can pull the trigger with my middle finger, which, I don't know, I feel like sometimes really works because I keep my index finger up top, kind of steadying the grip frame, and then pull the trigger with the middle finger.
So, for me, I'm all about style. And there's no style shooting a hinge.
You can get more ano on a slider,
That's true.
in my opinion.
Yeah, I like to get more
There's
ano
no
on my
style
steel
getting
trigger
shot in
plate.
the face either.
Yeah, well, if you wipe, then you have to have some style. Paintball. All right, so now we're going to do a quick commercial for Paintpaul's
Dr.
diaper wiper.
Paintpaul's diaper wiper.
Dr. Paintpaul's diaper wiper, or it could be diaper for a wiper. So I'm going to just say the text of the commercial, and Paintpaul and these guys are going to just act it out. So Paintpaul's on the field. He's doing his normal thing. He's running and gunning. Benchy's crawling around, probably rolling on his back, just squirming. Jorge's out there getting the long range trick shot. All of a sudden, Paintpaul gets nailed. Jorge gets nailed. Benchy gets nailed. They're all out. But then Paintball pulls out his diaper for a wiper, and all of a sudden he's cleaning and he's back in the game. Then Patrick walks over, Jorge, and what does Patrick say?
Hey man, I hit you. You wiped. You're dishonorable.
And then Dan walks over, and Benchy, what does Dan say?
No, he was clean. I checked him.
And then what does Paintball say?
Nice shot, Patrick. You got me.
Wiper.
Making Dan.
Diaper for a wiper.
Oh yeah, no. Actually, the thing that I said to Patrick was, Patrick, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, buddy.
Ooh, rough. So there you go, guys. If you want to play like Dr. Paintball, get a diaper for a wiper.
Yeah.
You can. It's also available as the geriatric version, which is it holds a lot more. You get a lot more paint on it.
And since Paul is of the Asian persuasion, he has lost his honor, and he will have to kill himself on the field. He's going to point the gun up as such, and he's going to fall onto it.
What's that called? So it's like not Sudoku. It's like Suboku or something, right? It's where you...
No, you're right. It's Sudoku.
It's Sudoku. First you fill out the grid with all the numbers 1 through 9, and then you impale yourself with a sword or a barracuda in Benji's.
Yeah.
What is it
Remember,
called?
gentlemen, if you ain't cheating, you
Seppuku.
ain't trying.
Seppuku.
No,
Suboku.
actually, I think
Seppuku.
you're thinking of Bukkake.
Bukkake, that's it. That's what I was thinking. All right, next
Paul's
up
gonna
we
do
have...
Bukkake.
There's also
He's gonna try to wipe.
Harry Carey.
Harikari,
Yeah.
which is when you fly your plane into a battleship.
Yeah.
No,
so
Phil Shannon
Dr.
wants to
Bruce.
know my take on the meteor bodies.
Who?
Phil Shannon.
Oh, yeah. What's
They look
your
dope.
What do you take away, man?
I've seen a couple of the meteor bodies. I haven't shot one yet. I'm not all that impressed by just the looks. I mean, to me it resembles the Carter cockers a lot. It's got a little bit. I mean, it's got some more cuts on it, but is it all that different from a Carter? Not
like
really.
them. Yeah, significantly different
I
from
mean,
Carter.
that's not to say I don't like Carters.
I would say it's actually closer
Carters
to
are awesome.
a late 90s shock tech
Yeah,
or
it's
late 90s
like-
BBT.
It's like a mix between a Carter and a Shock Tech. I mean, they're pretty cool, but I mean, they seem to shoot extremely nicely from the videos that I've seen. Rodney says it's great tolerances. So it's not a bad body. I just personally don't like the look.
I like the look.
I love it.
I like something a little flashier.
I like the high end model that they're making. I think is really badass. And that's with like
I think you did show me the high-end model, and it looked a little bit better.
Yeah, and it has I think the Jackal style back.
Yeah, so I was talking about their base model.
Yeah, the one that was it James Lee that got one.
James and also Michael Burkhart got one.
Yeah, I
Good
thought
night,
those were
Darren.
sick. And the one that Chris
Later,
Laser
Darren.
I thought was pretty cool too, actually.
Yeah. What was it? $400 a body for the base.
Yeah, which I thought was
Fish food.
semi-reasonable.
I mean, I'm always
just
concerned
body?
about value. I mean, it's good for just a body, but there's some really cool cockers out there for about the same. With I don't know. I mean, I really like the FLEs, and that's $300 for a body. Although that is raw.
Yeah.
But I mean, they look great. They're super light.
Yeah,
Hi, Fred.
How much are the meteor bodies?
400 for the base model. I'm not sure how much the next model up is.
Seems like David Adhoot got
Yeah.
one, and
Well, I think David
Jimmy
just
Lee
had-
got one too.
Yeah.
I think
Jimmy Lee.
David just had
Jimmy Lee.
James's.
Okay.
Yeah,
So I
but
mean,
I'm not sure.
it seems from the videos that I've seen and from what people have said about it, it seems like it'll shoot kind of, you know, comparable or getting close to the Evos. It's great tolerances. It looks solid. The body style is similar.
That's a bold statement.
David does say you can shoot mine when it gets built, so he does.
Cool.
Have one.
So David, if you don't mind, we'll do a little test video and videotape it for everybody. So Rodney says the 2000 is $350, so I was $50 off. It's not bad, that's for sure.
Spicchio says, what was the best cocker body in its heyday, or the best cocker in its heyday? And that's gonna
best
be
cocker body. Are we talking
I
like
think the best
private labels? Are we talking mass released?
No, just best one ever.
I would
think
say
it's
the
the
Navarone.
well, the Navarone cocker is pretty good, but I think that the Prince cocker is fucking dope. The
I mean,
purple
yes.
one.
The Brad Nessel Prince
That thing's
cocker
fucking
is
awesome. I remember
gorgeous.
seeing that in junior high, and
That
it's
thing is
one
so
that I
nice.
always remembered seeing, like
Yeah,
online.
the skeleton cocker is probably comparable to the Prince, but you can never shoot it. I don't think I've ever seen a video of one being shot.
Benji, why don't you go over our streaming plans for this weekend again?
Paul.
Okay,
That's what you
so for anyone just joining,
Vaping.
we are streaming this Saturday. We're going to be streaming the West Coast Open at SC Village. Probably going to be starting streaming around 9:30. Depending,
10:30.
let's say 10, okay.
Yeah.
Depending on how good the internet is and how good we link it up. If it's great, we're going to try to do, 5-6 hours of stream. If it's bad, we're probably just going to do videos and post an edited video later. But yeah, check us out. We're going to be on twitch.tv/BacciPaintball. We'll be on youtube.com/BacciPaintball.
Meat spin.
David Adams says for best cockers a bone break. I like the bone breaks a lot, and actually the FLEs remind me a lot of one of the bone break models. I don't know exactly which model, but those look good. The Westwood. I mean, the Westwood is extremely nice, extremely expensive now, but extremely nice. I'm trying to think what other ones kind of stood out to me over the years.
What is that?
No,
it's
I don't know. Maybe the Gothic.
Try it.
What was it? The
FBM.
FBM.
The ones with the
Gothic
spikes
ones
on
are
it.
nice.
I don't like those either.
Yeah.
I don't like.
Oh,
the
you know
ones
what?
with spikes,
I meant
and
the
I don't like
vampire. The vampire that had the bigger cut in the back
I don't
with
know
the
the vampire.
bolt showing.
I would say the aim eagle or the aim crow. Just kidding.
I wouldn't say that. Bill Ward says the super cockers.
Those are sick.
Jorge's all about those.
I'm iffy
Yeah.
on the super cockers, but free flows. Some of them are great.
Twisters.
Some of them are not as great. Like, which one is the heavier one? The Millennium, free flow Millennium.
I mean, it's not going to be any heavier than a stock cocker because it starts with a stock
Dude,
cocker.
it
and
is
it's cut down.
heavy.
Which one?
Okay,
Chris
so yeah,
Kirkappa's
not any
flame
heavier
cocker.
than a stock, but if you're like an upgrade free flow cocker, you better be lighter than stock.
I mean, Chris's lava vert feed cap
pretty nice.
is sick.
You know, I like.
Is
some-
that what he had? I thought he had the flame cocker.
No,
No.
because the flame is chrome.
Yeah.
With the flames. His was the lava.
Did somebody else have a flame cocker up there?
I mean, not that we ever played with.
Oh.
Yeah, I like some of the 32 degrees.
Well, yeah,
cockers.
those or that confetti anno that they do that
Thumbs
Cap
down on
has.
thumbs down on the 32 degrees. Although
Kevin
Cap did
says
make
System
some.
X Dragon. Yeah,
Of course, Kevin
that's
says
a
the
cool
System
body,
X Dragon.
but he's a System X fiend.
Yeah, he's all about System X.
Omar says the Psycho Ballistics.
Ooh.
Oh yeah,
Psycho
no,
Ballistics.
that's where it's at.
Get outta here.
That's where it's at.
Get out, Omar.
Should I
No, you
ban
get
him?
out of here.
Should I ban him?
Psycho
Ban him.
Ballistics,
Ban him from
yeah,
the
baby.
I don't know if I can even do that, but something to look into.
Is
Let's
that
see. Griffin says the
the
Revenges.
holies out there?
Yeah, I like the Revenges a lot. Revenges shot really well. I like the design. They didn't change all that much, generation to generation body style wise. But yeah, they're cool.
I used to have a left feed super cocker, Steven.
Oh, what about the Mike Jones edition?
Actually, most super cockers were left feed. A lot of them were prior to center feeds. The Mike Jones cocker's sick. Yeah, everybody's into that.
Do you have any pics of that? I think that was stolen at some point.
Yeah, I'm like one of the
I wonder
guys.
if it'll ever
Sold it.
resurface.
Seems like I'm one of the only guys who didn't really like a lot of the Shock Tech cockers, just design-wise. They've never really stood out to me.
I don't think that Gen 1 SFL looks any, you know. I mean it's interesting, but I like the other two cockers much more. The other two hot cockers.
I like the evolutions a lot.
What do you guys think about the Gen 1 SFL versus Paul's later SFL?
I like
Shock Tech on the side.
I like Paul's later SFL a lot. I think that's an 09 SFL.
Yeah, I think that's
it's super clean.
It's pretty cool.
Light,
It
shoots really, really, really well.
That grip frame, it feels really nice in the hands.
Paul's
09
grip frame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like really slim for
Yeah.
some reason.
Body style, I like the Gen 1 more, but grip frame style, I mean, the benchmark frames are great, but I do really like that frame on Paul's. It actually does feel really good.
You know,
like the only thing
that
I don't think I like that much about Paul's is the huge Shock Tech engraving on the side for some reason. Like, I don't know. It's cool, but at the same time, it's kind of like when I see that body in like real bright color anos and stuff, it's just kind of like too much. I don't know.
Paul's like in like flat black or matte black looks really good, but when you get like the flashier colors with that on the side, I think it's too much. For
I like Jeff's Jurassic Goo 09 SFL. I don't know if you guys ever seen
the 09s were pretty cool bodies. Another body I really like is the Kragan.
Yeah,
the new Kragan body.
Yeah, we did a video with Daniel, but obviously we don't know when that will be ever edited. That was a Super Game.
Yeah, so that one is
my favorite SFL.
It looks great. It's fully equipped with Inception parts, right?
I think you buy the body kit and you can set it up how you want.
What do you guys think about the die cockers? Ultralight, reflex.
I don't know the differences between the names of them well enough to say, but I don't really like the die trigger frames. So like with a slider,
Can't say I like it that much either.
Yeah, with a slider and a full body, I would like those, but I'm not a fan of like the mini dies. And the earlier ones I thought were pretty cool, but when we're talking about like the reflex or like what are the other names of them? I can never even remember.
Reflex, ultralight. What else? The standard die cocker.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think about the twisters?
Twisters I've always liked. There's so many, for the earlier ones, there's so many different styles though. Some of the ones that have more milling are super rad. But also when they're set up with the reflex kits, they're so badass.
Now what about, mass-produced cockers? Let's say WGP. What's the nicest WGP mass-produced cocker?
The Vertebrae?
Trilogy?
Vertebrae. I almost forgot about the Vertebrae. That thing is nice.
Steven says Vertebrae.
Not all that easy to clean, but extremely nice.
I mean, I would go with just a polished, like, unmilled vert feed. I think like a polished black.
What year?
Polished gloss black. I mean, it could be anything.
Jones.
Prior than like, I don't know. I guess between like, what would it be, like 96 or 97 to like 2000 really, before they start really adding a lot of cuts on them. Which is like the slab side bodies. I always think those are sick.
I really like the CCM Works. CCM Works was a great shooting gun.
Did Palmer's ever sell like a cocker that was outfitted with all their stuff?
Yeah. So Craig did do some custom bodies, and David, what's David's last name? Cornell. He has one that's pretty cool. Tim has a couple.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They're pretty cool. They're called like Swiss cheese cockers. And there's also a batch that he did several years back that were like all kind of tequila fade ones. And I wasn't really that into those, but the prior ones that are set up with like benchmark frames and came in like a variety of different colors, those ones were pretty cool.
Now, what about cockers specifically that you don't like?
Sorry, Kevin, System X.
Yeah, I don't like the Psycho Ballistics.
I mean, really, any cocker.
What?
If it's just the body,
bougie.
I don't really mind. The pneumatics, some of the pneumatics I dislike specifically.
I mean, especially some of those newer mid-block, like what was the weird cocker you got? The SF? What was it? The one you got, it was like brand new in the box. You were asking me how much it was. I said like 200.
Oh, the SR.
SR, sorry.
Yeah. I don't know.
That thing is a piece of crap.
I've never shot that, so I can't say.
Eric, I do like the 98 STO bodies. They're really nice.
Yeah, I don't like the Spanky Fishbones at all.
Yeah, I don't like the Spankies.
They like half of them don't work because they're milled too thin around the tube, and you know if you get shot on the gills, I mean, how do you clean that? You have a little spend a half hour just cleaning every single gill. And
Tyler SoCal Pump Baller says Palmer did the Swiss cheese bodies.
yeah, I like Dan's body right there, the PB Max.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
It's got a very cool milling pattern on it.
Yeah,
Too bad.
Hold it up. The GoPro's still on.
Too bad it doesn't work.
There.
Yeah, it never works.
Andre's is pretty dope too.
Andre's
his
hot rod
body.
build is gonna be sick.
Yeah.
Where is Andre?
Yeah, I think he's probably getting his body.
I like the Osiris also.
Yeah.
Is the,
Osiris is,
are we
but they're
queued
all
up on the GoPro?
drilled, right? The Osiris.
So
Are you
there's.
queued up?
Yeah, it's on right now. So there you can see the PB Max cocker. Oops, what am I moving around? We have too many things going.
Still
Serious,
dirty
dude.
from his last day of play.
What do you think of that juice?
It's cool. It's got a big.
It's alright. Kind
So
of
it's
tastes like
got
a
these
gummy.
X's, 1, 2, 3 X's on top, and
This is sour
the one in front is
Is it?
milled
No.
straight through. So it's kind of nice having a little differentiation on it. Then on the bottom, it's got
I think it's like
5
melon and
cuts
mango and
diagonally
like
and
a bunch of different shit.
one kind of lower tube cut similar to a Carter in the front. And
Nate
it's just a
says.
nice gun.
Nate says Jackal autococker. And how do you guys feel about the Jackal autococker frames? Has anybody shot one of those?
I've had a couple.
The 90 frames? Where
Yeah.
it's like very drastic.
I don't like 90 frames
I wonder where that picture is.
on anything. I don't like 90 frames on the Angels. I
Yeah,
don't really like the 90 frames on
But
CCMs.
it's like even more than 90. It's like, it's like curled up. It's almost like
It's like, do you like a Y frame on the Mac?
yeah,
Do you
it's like a
Z
Y frame basically. I've never really shot one. I have a few, but I've never put them on anything.
Here, pass me that Barracuda.
What, Y
That shit
frames?
is enough.
Well, no, not Y frames, but the Jackal frames. But the Jackal bodies, I always thought the Jackal bodies were really cool.
So this isn't an autococker, but I brought this to show off because last stream we were showing off the
Have
the
I was
poison.
gonna say have one of these guys hold it and you talk about it, Benji.
As I figure out the sight rail. Well, I'm not gonna mess with that now. So this is a Brass Eagle Barracuda. It's kind of similar to the poison that we showed off last week, except this one has a double action. What else is different bolt-wise?
So here we have a Brass Eagle Barracuda, and it is double action. And on this model, it actually is vertical feed, believe it or not. Whereas the Cobra and the Jaguar are both right feed.
Yeah, so this one would be vertical feed. This sight
Hey,
rail.
whoa, don't hit it against Rosette's bed.
Hey, is there an O-ring
So
in that?
This sight rail would actually be an inch further. It's kind of locked up right now. But then you would have an ammo box that fits right
well,
there
you would
under
use
the
the
sight
Zap
rail.
box because Zap was owned by Brass Eagle, essentially.
Right, and
So-
then it has this extremely long barrel on it. It's got to be 24 inches maybe.
Extremely long barrel. It's got the Barracuda barrel, and that's so that when you're walking through the stream, not the live stream, but the actual river, you can actually hold the gun up by the barrel. You can walk in like 8-foot water and hold the gun up, and the actual body of the marker will be sticking out of the water, and only your barrel will get wet. It's actually
Was that really the intention?
yeah, because the actual ad has the guy Rambo like walking through the stream, like through the river.
Cool.
I don't want to like
Or
get people confused.
if you want to be underwater completely, you can use it as like a kind of snorkel attachment. You breathe through it. But yeah, it's
Paul, check out that.
it's
vape
got some
extension,
weight
dude.
to it. It's got some real weight to it. If you get in a fight on the field, back then you didn't. You were using
Go in the
12
main thing.
grams or
People have
something?
seen it now. Go in the.
Can you put a 12 gram in the rail there?
Nope.
No.
What? Why is it cut out then?
All right, hey, let's talk about Benji's like Facebook scam thing that happened. I thought this was just so funny.
Which
You
oh
mean
my God.
Benji's Doc Martin fandom?
Yeah, this is so weird.
Benji's a goth girl.
All right, Benji,
He's into Doc
lay
Martin.
this out for us.
I don't
because-
even know what happened. You talk about.
Okay, so
I'm still oblivious.
we're out getting burritos after paintball on Saturday, and Benji goes on his Facebook and he sees that he's tagged in this like shoe raffle group, which was really weird. We didn't know what was going on with it, so he looks it up and he finds out that he had actually posted a couple times in
Twice.
this raffle.
I had posted twice complete sentences that were straight from like, you know, there's an app, Let Go, where you can buy and sell stuff locally, and it's like, hello sir, is this for sale? Do you have any more information about the item? So I had posted those 2 sentences in separate posts with perfect grammatical sentence structure and periods and stuff, I guess while the phone was in my pocket. On a random like shoe raffle that I had never entered the group. Like I never joined the group.
That's got to be one of those. It has to be like one of the scam things. Like, you know, when people's Facebooks get fucked with and they like post ads for Ray-Bans and stuff.
Yeah.
But it has to be something like that where it automatically posts it on.
There were no posts of me advertising the stuff. Although I did add Glenn J. Taylor
to this group.
The Sorry, Glenn.
The shoe raffle or the tactical equipment raffle group. It was so weird. And then the
guy
was
the guy's like messaging me, like responding. I'm like, I don't know who you are. I didn't post this stuff.
The guy's like, yeah, I lowered the price of the shoes.
Like these chick combat boots or something. I'm like, I don't want.
It was just weird. It was super weird. I'm not saying there was anything wrong with the group. I'm just saying the fact that you posted on there because you're into those shoes and you're commenting on a shoe raffle is just weird.
It was weird, and I checked all my activity. I didn't see any other posts. Nothing else was weird, so I think it had to have been just going in my pocket. Like maybe there was some condensation and my phone was on, and you know, maybe it was posting stuff for me.
Has anyone else ever had that happen where they just have like weird posts on these, like, I don't know, like I don't know, like your account gets hacked and you find that you were commenting on a shoe raffle page? Has anyone else had that happen? Because that is, that's the first that I've heard.
Here's my theory.
Yeah.
So Benji left his phone in Connor's car.
Yeah.
Which means Bocce and Connor had access to Benji's phone.
This better not be another turn the bolt over thing. I will stab you guys.
I mean, this would be such a good joke.
Do you not have a lock on your phone?
I wish I was this clever. Do you have a password on your phone or not?
Yeah. No.
Are you serious?
I do not have a password on my phone.
That's a bad move.
I use my phone. I use my phone all the freaking time. I don't want to key in a password every single
fingerprint.
time.
Okay, so has anyone else had this happen to them?
I burnt off my fingers because I robbed that's office.
I think that Benji actually just fucking loves Doc Martens and was too embarrassed to say it. And somebody noticed it, and he was like, "What? I didn't post this. I'm not in the Doc Marten raffle group. How did this happen?" That's just my opinion on it.
Bosco and Associates
he said he almost bought a car in his pocket.
Yeah.
So it happens.
He says, yeah, and he also says there's a list of questions that pop up in groups that have for sale posts. So maybe, you know, for some reason you just auto-clicked on these questions that pop up.
Had to have been.
Some reason.
But But I
Paul,
also joined the group in my pocket. Then I shared it to Glenn and I don't know.
Super weird. So Paul, did you have another theory? Or did you already explain your theory?
No, yeah, just basically since Bocce's a trickster and Connor's a trickster, they like to sabotage our paintball days.
Okay, so next topic we have the paintball ghillie gun. And I don't mean like Gilbert Martinez ghillie. I mean like a ghillie suit for your paintball marker.
Yeah, if you really love your paintball marker, you're gonna get it a ghillie suit.
So we're gonna have to have.
Where did you find this?
We're gonna have.
I found that on. Was it on eBay or on Letgo?
Yeah,
okay.
So we need Kevin Foote to chime in on this and tell us what gun this actually is, what paintball marker this actually is, because it's a little bit too.
I don't see a paintball marker anywhere.
Yeah, I only see moss.
Yeah.
Basically.
So are they just selling moss? Is that what they're selling and calling it a paintball?
$40. Paintball gun marker.
$40. You'll find out.
$40. Just ask the dude gardening, hey, can I have some of your trimmings? Toss some super glue in there, sticks it all together, and wrap your gun in it. There you go.
Okay, and let's see. I think we have one more. We have a.
I mean, should arrive tomorrow.
Ordered it?
Yeah, I ordered it.
You did? Yeah, dude.
Okay,
that looks sick.
Next up, we have these Deadpool barrel condoms. Which, in Spider-Man, barrel condoms, barrel bags.
Hey, wait, before we do that, Brian Farkas.
Yeah. You gonna drop some download knowledge on us, Brian?
Well, Paul, Brian Farkas says for you to hit him up at the next old school game at SC.
Ooh.
When's the next one?
That's bad news.
1v1. 1v1.
Oh, he wants to. You guys can wipe together?
To go in.
Brian Farkas his father played on the original Navrillan team. And he what? Sorry, go on.
Oh no, I was just gonna say Nate is great. Says it's a Timmon Griffin. Thanks, Nate. We needed that ID, so thanks for the help.
That is a huge barrel condom. I didn't realize how big it was when you sent me the photo of them separately.
Yeah, and it's straight up going into his butt. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, Brian used and his family used to own a paintball store. I think
Fontana Paintball.
Hey, you know,
Fontana
if it was
Paintball.
really a Deadpool, barrel condom, if you shot into it, he'd go, "Yeah, that tickles." Like he'd say something snarky.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is there anything
What
else
else do you
about
have queued up?
Oh no, Brian's he used to be team captain for a paintball team that I used to play on called IENC. Great dude.
Nice.
He knows a lot about paintball history, so maybe Bocci can interview him one day.
Would he shut you down whenever you wiped? Would he kick you to curbside?
You know, I think Brian was all about if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
No.
Paul, you're
Yeah, he
just
must be
slandering people
respectful.
left and
Yeah.
right.
People are gonna be just aiming for you. They're gonna be gunning for you.
Oh
Paul.
my gosh.
Trying to burn the house down with you.
From now on, Paul's gonna like get shot out, and then they're just gonna keep laying
Yeah.
into him. And
You
he's
guys
just gonna
see-
be like, yeah, hold on this. Paul actually has been working out a lot, and one of his like workouts he does is he has like 5-pound weights in each hand, and he just goes whoosh, 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 whoosh. And it's just like speed now. As soon as he's hit, gone, smooth.
If you guys want lessons on wiping, hit me up on Facebook.
Dr.
They're cheap.
Paintball's a diaper for a wiper. Diaper for a wiper with Dr. Paintball.
Diaper for a wiper.
Exclusive offer. Get it now on the PBDnA Home Shopping Network.
You could also find it on Groupon.
Groupon. You can get it right now for $39.95, or you can get it for Groupon for $39.97, and that's for one. But you can actually get two of them for $80, so it's a great deal. You know.
Do you want to
Dr.
trade
Paintball.
seats and show off a couple of the other guns you brought out?
Yeah, I only really want to talk about two guns here.
Okay.
So, are you gonna send Paintball over there? Or are you gonna go over there?
I'm popping over here
Ooh.
with my Proteus.
All right, so
Eat all these
You like
things up.
lasers?
so yeah, we've been streaming for how long have we been streaming for, Benji?
Yeah. Benji used to have a sick ass blazer.
An amount of time.
An amount of time. All right, we've been streaming for
Probably about
An hour
and a half.
30.
hour
Yeah.
30.
A little bit
Pretty
more.
good. So we're gonna just quickly talk about a couple paint guns right now, and then we're gonna call it quits for the night. We have first off, this is I believe it's called a 3-tack nail spot, and it might look like a standard nail spot, but when you actually look at it close, it actually has 3 welds right here. It has a couple other differences as well. So I believe that this is one of the earliest model nail spots that was made.
There's nothing printed on the top, I see.
Yes, that is a great observation, Jorge.
Yeah.
It has actually nothing printed on the top, and I'm going to just, you want to put the GoPro up? I'm not sure if Benji knows how to do it.
Which one? Full GoPro overhead? Scene 2?
Shit, Benji.
This one?
Knock the
You're good.
computer off.
Share it again.
No, you're good. You're good.
Nice.
Got it.
Okay, so we're going to just look in the GoPro right now, and we can see on the overhead, there's nothing written right here for nail spot. So another thing to notice on this nail spot is the patent number engraved on the side is a little bit different. Stamping is a little bit different than on other standard nail spots. There's also differences on the frame and other internal differences as well, which I can't really detail right now because I don't know them. But eventually, I'll break it down and we'll look at them. But this is it's a very unique early nail spot. So I'm going to just point out the difference on the frame.
Make a video of you shooting it.
Yeah, we could definitely shoot it because it's a nail spot. Easy to fix. So, next up, we got...
then you can mention this one with the sports comp. Next.
Alright, so we got... Next up, we got this Proteus right here. And this Proteus actually has the sports comm. So, Benji and I both have Proteuses with the sports comm.
We should
So-
use that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're going to comm with each other.
Hello, 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 hello,
So,
hello,
do you
hello,
know
hello.
how it connects? Is it Bluetooth or?
I have no idea.
I'm sure it's not
It's
Bluetooth.
definitely not Bluetooth.
Yeah.
We'll figure
Probably
it out.
radio
If anyone knows,
frequency
it
or
would be
something.
Kevin Foote, and he's probably sports comm before, I'm guessing.
You probably need to hook it into walkie-talkies, and
It's
it's just
funny.
it's probably just like an earpiece and a microphone that
Yeah,
hooks up
So
to
I
it.
think it's the walkie.
I think that's I don't think so.
No, it looks like there's an output here, so I think you send this into your actual walkie-talkie. You plug your walkie-talkie in with the 3.5
I mean, I guess
3.5.
you could do it Bluetooth or any other you know, communication device that has
hook it up to your iPhone.
Stereo and a microphone. Yeah.
I'll look it up.
Dude, that would just drive around in your car with it, because you don't have Bluetooth in your car, right?
No.
So just have it hooked up and drive around with
Racing Explorer?
Yeah.
What do you think, Paintball?
It's JT Proteus.
There we go with the sports. Okay, so then next up we got I don't know if Furpo's watching, but he can paintball tech this a little bit. But we have a Craig Palmer Signature Series blazer right here. And these are one of my all-time favorite blazers, aside from the blazer that I used for a long time.
I think my favorite blazer is Jorge Cervantes.
Yeah, he's one of the best blazers right here. So
I want to get a Palmer's gun.
You should get a Palmer's gun.
I can't decide what to get.
You should get a double barrel.
No, you gotta get a Lance, the custom Lance with
but a
about.
blazer would be better for that though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's true. Well, also, Craig made a gun called the Toker.
What's that?
Oh, that's for Connor right there.
Yeah, I think it was called the Toker, and I think it was I'm thinking it was an RT trigger Typhoon. I don't think he would make another one of those, but...
What about an RT trigger blazer?
Yeah, I mean, people made pneumatic trigger blazers before, but the neat thing about this blazer is that it has a lot of additional cuts on it, so you can see the sight rails cut, and just go under the GoPro for a little bit.
Oh, that's kind of just like... That's kind of just drilled out like what Andre's doing with his hot rod build, right?
Blazer.
Yeah.
One of the Lori blazers.
Did you get that from Rick Wilcox?
I did.
It had like super glue all over it though, right? Something was wrong with it?
No, it just was kind of...
Benji put the super glue on it. So, a couple modifications that I did on this are I added a Tasso low pressure chamber to the front, give it a little bit more volume. Has a CP ASA rather than the Tasso ASAs that they came with. And then I used one of the Pyre pump Hitman handles right here that I just put in the back to be like a, what's it called, like a snatch grip. And yeah, I mean, I don't know.
What's that for? So if someone calls you out for wiping, you can just kind of
no, it's so you can carry it like this.
Oh, okay.
You know, you just grab it like this. And then I also put the blade trigger on. It had the groove trigger, the groove double trigger. I think according to Paintball Tech, they made like 13 or 14 of these, maybe a little bit more than that. But Paintball Tech has one that's actually converted to use an E-frame and E-blade.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So these can cycle pretty fast.
So what I found so far with the Sportscom is it's got 3 methods of control: radio, CD, or MP3.
CD or MP3?
You can have a freaking CD player attached to your hip and play that.
I think
that's to figure out how it wires, because it doesn't say it comes with like a wire that connects to it. So.
Wires into a walkie, Griffin Spanner says.
Yep.
We got some other pretty great comments also.
So I have a new Sportscom kit. So if we're missing the wires, at least I have one of them. But it seems to be just audio to audio, or
tip to tip.
Should be easy enough.
All right, so last but not least, we're gonna just look at the Vector quick strip, the Vector barrel quick strip. So Jorge's been really impressed with the Vector lately.
Yeah.
Has such a kind of crisp trigger pull.
Yeah,
you know, it's just that small
nice
click. When you actually take this plate off of here, you reveal the linkage, and the linkage is just crazy. We're not going to do that now, but maybe next time when Jorge's gone, we can show him. When he's up in Northern California, we can take the plate off and show him the linkage in Southern California. I just want to show the quick strip on this. So you just hold down this tab right here, and the barrel comes off just like that, and you hit your chest.
Nice.
Yeah, so, oops. The early model, this Vector is 108. Yeah, the early models are actually... so this model is breech drop, and I believe the earliest models were board drop. I think this one was probably upgraded because the Vector A's, the original, like, I don't know, 200 were Vector A's, and they did not have bottom line holes, and they had a breech drop bolt, which meant that the feet actually came out here, and it was a much longer, or no, they had bore drop bolts, so the bolt actually went into the bore. With a bore drop bolt, the breech is the size of the bore, and with a breech drop bolt. The breech is slightly larger. Do I have that right? Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Getting too tired. So basically, yeah, here's a vector. This is probably a Model C, upgraded from a Model A to a Model C. So
we got a couple of questions.
yeah.
Spakio wants to know where he would get a Z-frame mag.
Facebook, eBay. Supposedly, some people were discussing actually making new Z-frames.
And I think they actually got the approval for that already. I don't think they're created yet, but you might see them in the future, although I'm not sure how expensive that's going to be.
Those things look cool, but they look so uncomfortable.
Yeah, if you can find one now, it's, you know, going to be around $200 for it. I think maybe it's even gone a little
Probably more.
higher lately.
Yeah.
Maybe $250.
I've never actually shot a Z-frame. I have one, but I never shot it. But yeah, it's like
I have
you're pulling
shot
down.
it. It's extremely awkward. It's I mean, you're holding the gun kind of like this, and it's just it's not great. The Y frame is more reasonable, but still, just a standard 45 grip is the way to go.
What do we have some more questions?
Let's see.
Or was
what we
that
got.
it? R.I.P.
No. Pretty much it.
Don't let that hit
Nate
the
says you look like Anthony Edwards and Gotcha.
That's a compliment.
It's so not good.
I'm gonna take it as a compliment.
Yeah. Any other questions before we call it a night? Showed off what we wanted to show off. We covered what we wanted to cover. Anything else?
Spakio says you need a warp feed and a crazy drop forward. We have a warp feed on a mag.
I've tried warp feeds so many times, and it's I can't do it. I need to be able to shoot both sides, and it's just like you can only really shoot one side with the warp feed. They're cool though.
I want to try a warp feed. I want to try that one on the E-mag.
Dude, I want to try Wiggum's Q loader with a Titman.
I wonder if you could somehow center mount a warp feed like under the barrel.
I don't know. We should try to get that one that I have to work sometime.
Well, people do the Q loader under the barrel, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I used to have a couple of Q loaders.
The Q loader, you know, it shows some promise, but it's like if you know, if you're using brittle paint and you break a ball in there, it is such a freaking pain in the ass.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you look at Zach Vetter's Automag videos, he shoots an RT mag like 32, 33 balls a second with the Q loader.
Oh,
it's just like, just gone instantly. If you guys want to check that up, I guess you got to look up Zach Vetter. It's Vetter, and it's Zach VAK. He's got some crazy fast videos of him shooting RT mags and Vikings. I remember when I was getting into mags and shooting fast, I was like, I want to be able to shoot like Zach. It's kind of cool.
Christopher Richter says, Carter Machine still making guns, ? And that is a question for Paul Schreck. So if you are wondering about that, talk to Paul Schreck.
I mean, it seems like every now and then he's making something. He's definitely not like taking orders.
No, but if you have a question, you got to talk to Paul. So
better call Paul.
Call Paul.
Call Paul.
If you want your AC fixed.
And if you want to learn about wiping, call Paul.
Thanks, David. Hope you guys enjoyed. Everybody say your final farewell to Jorge.
R.I.P.
See you guys.
Remember, if you want to see how bad our stream turns out at SC Village, just
check us out Saturday.
Check us out Saturday.
And we are going to try to get it set up so that Jorge can kind of jump into our streams.
Yeah,
with,
a Skype call or something.
Video calling in. We're not exactly sure how to get that going.
Well, you know, we weren't exactly sure how to set all of this up either.
Right,
we managed to do that.
Working out better.
Might be a year before it works. But
anyone who's been watching our stream since we've started, I hope it seems like we've progressed a little bit. A little less errors. Sure, we're not starting as early as we want, but I don't know. I think we're doing all right.
Yeah, we're slowly improving. So, Spakio says, bye, Jorge.
Bye, Spakio.
There's definitely some love in that.
Yeah. Look at all those exclamation points. I feel the love.
Yeah.
Glenn asked, what was your favorite memories with us while you were down here?
Oh, man, so many.
Probably Paul wiping, right?
I mean...
ranks up there.
Yeah. Followed by many others. But yeah, I think Paul wiping takes the cake, probably.
Yeah. Whoa, someone's calling me outside.
You're saying Dan?
I think so.
Is it Rosette?
Dan's
No.
about
Dan,
to
my
get
tent.
murdered.
My
We're just
tent.
having oysters right now. That's why we haven't cleaned up yet. But we should clean up. So.
All right,
Okay.
we're gonna
Oh my
call it
God.
a night.
Oh, what a shame. I hear Andre outside right now. We'll have to get an update next week on
Next
the
week on the Hot Rod build. Andre's Hot Rod Rat Rod.
Bye, everybody.
I'm very wealthy here. Later. Peace out. Am I just clicking stop streaming?
Yes.
Yeah.